drives. And then you can go in there rest assured that, you can just play your game. You don't have to worry about anything else other than just going out and playing soccer. So does that kind of make sense in terms of the ID camp stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the ID camps are a weird one. Like it's really tough to navigate. I think going to as many as possible is always good, but we want to be smart and cost efficient as well, to make sure that they're going to be the right fit for us. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. If I can get this to work. Okay. You guys able to see that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So this is going through what we provide at the College Soccer Guy Academy. So Sunday, 5 to 6:30 Pacific time is kind of like our office hours. And in these office hours, anything that comes up, during the week, anything you need to talk about, that's going to be directly in that time. So there's going to be players in your position, year above. We're going through the same recruiting process. They're talking to the Harvards. They're talking to, Ivy League schools. They're talking to top Division III NESCACs. And they're going through the exact same process as you, but they're just one step ahead. So you're able to see what the process is going to bring during that time. So I think office hours is going to be a great time. That's where everybody's going to be in there. And it's kind of like a round robin for asking questions. On top of that, you're going to have unlimited one-to-one meetings. So say it's a Monday, you have a question that comes up, it's burning, you want to get this answer before Sunday. You can book a time to work with a coach directly one-on-one. And like I mentioned, our coaches are former collegiate athletes, former college coaches, current college players and coaches, or not current coaches, but current players, and they're going to be able to assist you directly. And we'll pair you with a coach. Zev is going to oversee everything, but we're going to pair you with a coach that kind of fits what your profile looks like. On top of that, you're going to have 24/7 access to our team in Discord. So kind of like that similar scenario, something comes up on a Monday, you want to get an answer on a Monday, but maybe it's later and you don't want to have to book a time for a meeting. You put it directly into the Discord. They'll have an answer back for you really quickly. We have coaches in different time zones. I'm in Australia right now. So we've got people all over the world that will be able to answer your questions. And I think this can be really helpful for smaller things like, did I word this email correctly? Is this text formatted correctly? Just any small thing that you might need a little bit of assistance with rather than having to book a meeting. But obviously these are unlimited, so you can book as many of those as you want. On top of that, we have unlimited videos. So like we talked about earlier, we will edit your highlight video for you. As good as it is right now, like I said, there are a couple things that we would change. The highlight video guys are fantastic. They did my highlight video. They did Zev's highlight video. They also will do as many every single touch videos as you want as well. I don't know if you've ever seen those before, Jose, but you'll see like a Messi versus Paraguay, and it'll go through every single time you touch the ball. And for coaches, it gives them a really good idea of what you're actually like in a game versus just seeing all the times you've scored a banger or you've played a great through pass. And those are really important, especially for the type of schools we're going to be looking to talk to. The next thing will be game video review, is going through your games. This is a little bit outside of the college soccer realm, but it's something that's important for the development of you as a holistic player, is being able to see what you need to improve in your game, and then having a guy at the college level, at the pro level, being able to nitpick those things to help you. We have a lot of work to do in the first 3 months, so I'm not going to say that would be the first thing. I think, like we talked about, that we're going to need to hit the ground running so that this summer we're going to be in a really good position moving forward. But I think, maybe once things settle down a little bit next year, maybe you're in the flow of games in the fall or in the winter, and maybe there's a little break, we can talk about doing that. But I think right now our main focus is going to be on the recruiting. And then the last two things is going to be access to the College Soccer Drive and the College Soccer Guy AI, which we talked about. The College Soccer Guy Drive is going to have everything, all your information is going to be in there. It's going to be like the book of Jose's recruiting, and everything in this is going to be all the schools that you're talking to, the last time you spoke to them, keeping track of all the ID camps. That's going to be where our entire college soccer process is going to be in there, and you're going to be doing your work through there. That is going to be everything. Zev, did you have something to say there? Sorry.
No, I was just adding, I wanted to mention, we both use NCSA. Can your father hear us okay? Did we lose your father, Jose?
My dog started barking.
Oh, all good. We'll wait for him to come back. No worries. This is your responsibility, but he's going to play a role in this. With NCSA, Did they mention a price to you, NCSA?
I think it was 3,000. That's what I remember.
Okay.
I think.
And that's
But, I
what
mean, they did something that I don't know if it was. There are like 3 different levels, and they
Yeah.
told us we give you the best level for the price of the second level.
Yeah, I understand. Look, like Angelo said, my thesis in college was why NCSA doesn't work, and that's how that blew up. That little blog post is why a large reason, one of the reasons that we're talking right now. And obviously, I don't reach out to, like, they may have cold called you, or they found your phone number somewhere and tried to pitch you. We don't do that. We only want to work with kids that want to work with us. Having said that, the work that we do in comparison to NCSA, if that's what we're measuring, I'm going to just pull up a brief thing really quickly to show you because, rightfully so, we're asked. The first thing to understand is we are not a recruiting agency. So NCSA technically on paper is a recruiting agency, which means their role here basically is to connect you to college coaches. We will never be able to. Here's CollegeSoccerGuy, NCSA, Sports Recruit Scouting Zone, all the other ones they mentioned. Normally, this is what we normally charge for certain situations. The reasons we do this call is to figure out, you don't need that. You're not starting at zero. You have a video. We think you're a good player. Selfishly, we want to work with you. Having said that, when we're working with students, for us, it's unlimited videos. I know NCSA, they do some videos, but I know their videos. They give it to a robot and it just puts it in order. None of them are zoomed in enough. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go into it unless you want me to, but it's not good enough. The AI system, we're the only one with that. 24/7. So, like, you can message the NCSA guy. I think it's like twice a month, or he claims to say 24/7. But you saw Discord. Like, we're going to be messaging you saying, "Are you doing what we told you?" Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then the last thing, which Angelo mentioned, is if in 3 months we're not being genuinely recruited, and you already talked about there's some schools that are communicating with you, those don't count. It's either moving those up a notch and/or moving new ones into a better place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So Andrew's going to do 1 or 2 more things while I'm taking notes here, so I can, if you do plan to work with us, we can put you in the thing real quick.
Awesome. Thanks for showing that, Zev. So kind of like what I talked about a little bit earlier, when you have players in different positions kind of in the classroom, we're not going to be working with players in your grad year in the same position, because we want to make sure that when we're reaching out to these schools, there's not going to be any competition. Zev and I aren't going to be working with 2 players that we're both trying to send to Dartmouth. We're both trying to send to Bowdoin, because that would just be, unethical in my opinion, because I've been in a position for that for my own life after college with an agent, and it makes things, it's just not the way to do it. So for that reason, we want to make sure that when we move forward, this is going to be the right fit, because we want to be able to hold your spot. So you're not going to be allowed to work with us today. Obviously, this is a family decision. You guys should go take your time, talk about it as a family, and figure out what you want to do. But if you had to work with us today, what questions would you have moving forward to make sure that this would be the right decision?
Wait, I just want to, you guys not have any, not a midfielder in the class 2027? Is that kind of what you said?
Yeah, so the reason why we do this is because we want to make sure that if we're going to take you on, we're not going to take on another 10 more attacking-minded 2027. That's also going to be looking at the type of profiles you're having. So if we have another conversation with a player that's saying, hey, I just want to play college soccer. I just want to find a school. I don't care if it's, in the middle of Ohio, if it's, the NJCAA, but you're a completely different profile to that, because we're going to be looking to place you in a top academic school. So for that reason, there's not going to be competition in that sense. But if Zev and I get on a call with somebody else and, they're looking at the exact same profile as you, I don't think it would be ethical to have both of you in the same position, because for that reason, then we're telling you guys to say the same things to the same coach, and it just gets messy from there. So for that reason, that's why we are so diligent and thorough in these calls to make sure that it's going to be a right fit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. If there was a 2027 that's like a 6, a bit more defensive minded, that would be a little bit different. But it's if it's the exact same profile, that's going to a school, not profile, but the same type of player, that's when it gets a little bit tricky. But in terms of questions that you guys have, if we had to work together, is there anything that comes to mind?
I mean, I don't know the timing on the talking with the coach. We know we cannot talk for a year, with the coaches of Division One. So this thing that Zev was mentioning about like the 3 months, I mean, we are getting this reply. So it's not. I guess what I'm wondering when is the right timing to do this, because he already sent. I mean, in December some emails because the club said when we went to the showcase. But it doesn't look like coaches are that interested in 2027 yet. So I don't know. So I think that the timing, how do you see this? How do you see the timeline? Say we do it today or tomorrow. So he started. What will it be like?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think right now is I don't want to say you're late, but I think that this would be, the perfect time to get going. I think that for me, in a perfect world, freshman year is when this process begins, because there is so much competition nowadays in this college soccer market that it turns into a situation where you need to figure out, how can I get an edge on players that are already at the same level as me but doing this much. So you said you sent out emails. With your video and your quality and your profile, Jose, you should be getting responses from Division Ones, in my opinion. We can't guarantee that, but the type of player you are, and on top of your grades, I think that there's no reason why we shouldn't be having those type of responses.
And I want to add, what Angelo's mentioning is the Division One schools break the rules. Does that make sense?
Okay.
They break the rules. We have kids who have gotten calls from Division One schools, not allowed to do so. Okay, it happened. We're not football. We're not basketball. The NCAA don't care about us. There's a few schools. Stanford, of course, they're monitored. It's Stanford. Other Division One schools are not monitored. And I'll tell you one other thing to Angelo's point, just to add to that, is they will hint to you in certain language through camps, through showcases. And I also want to add to that, Jose, what school in your dream school? What's your dream school?
I mean, since just with like academics and everything, I'd say also like where it is, also like Stanford would be.
Okay, let's pick Stanford. Do you think Stanford have an idea of who their 2027s are? A standard of that school?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, I assume.
Okay, they're done with their 25s. Okay, they're all done. They will be done with their 26s soon. They know their 27s. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And as of today, you're not on that list, so we think.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the real question to your question about, is he too early? If you said to us, hey, I want to play at a mid-tier, non-academic, top-tier D3 school, wait a year. You'll be fine. You want to go to a top academic D3 or D1 school, they are done recruiting in August of your junior year. So you don't have 3 years. You have a year and a half. Does that make sense?
Okay. I mean, that's the information I was looking for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a good because we prioritize academics first, our niche of students are the top academic students. Like we have kids at Harvard and Brown, and this is something I didn't know because when I was 19 and started helping kids, I wasn't a top academic, but then I learned it the hard way when I had my first kid be like, hey, Dartmouth, we're all done with your class. You should take a gap year. That's a hard conversation to have. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And yeah, we are. I mean, I guess. That's fine. I mean, like there is like one thing that I'll mention it, but so we're in San Luis. So Washington University in San Luis is a good university. They are D3, not very competitive. They just have a new coach. They have the same coach for 50 years, and he retired last year. And so I still don't know the coach, but my wife works there, and because she works there, Jose goes to WashU for free. So I think kind of getting an offer from WashU to play soccer D3, would be a very good lower bound because it would be financially very good, and then he can play soccer. He can get something better. I mean, Stanford, we go for it. And if we have to pay, for him to go to Stanford, we would pay. But I just wanted to mention this thing about Washington University in St. Louis because I don't know, given that my wife is a professor there and professors there get the kids to go for free, always said like, okay, we should definitely kind of learn who this coach is, try to, go do something. So you have that.
Also also since it's like I don't know if it's like a deal with like all professors or something. At least with my mom, it is that which probably helps. I don't know if it's something to like start with to say to coaches, but like that it Wash U covers 40%, I think, of Wash U's tuition to go to any college. So for a coach, it's also cheaper to get me, or I mean, it's not like cheaper for them, but it's just
I don't
have to give me like a full scholarship. But
I don't know if that would help, but in that sense, we are not desperate for the scholarship, because we are gonna get like Wash U is very expensive, so probably kind of what 50% of what the other school is gonna cost. Probably not Stanford, but a bunch of schools. So it's not that we have. So I don't know. That's some.
Well, let me ask you guys this: Did
yeah.
NCSA did NCSA piggyback on that at all, or no?
No, I didn't see him react. Like
Okay,
that.
so
I thought that it would be something interesting, and
yeah. So let me tell you this: that's a really, really big deal. Okay, we're gonna change every email you send saying explicitly what you told us just then, but shorter.
Okay.
So it's a very big deal, okay? And it changes a lot of things. To your son's point, a school knowing you can go to their school financially is huge. That's a very big question constantly. The Wash U, the fact that your wife and his mom works there, there's no reason that you don't have a meeting with the Wash U coach in 3 months. There's no reason that shouldn't happen. So having said that, it's not easy. We have to do what we're going to do, but that is what, to your point about the 3-month question, we didn't make up the number out of the blue for a financial reason. We've done this for a long time. We want you to put in the level of work we're going to put in so we can get the boat moving. And the analogy we'll briefly give you before we have to go is you have a boat. It's a nice boat. It's on an island, but you got holes in your boat. Okay. We want you getting more interest. It's still a nice boat, but there's no bedding. There's no sheets. There's a couple holes in it. We're about to send you into the deep ocean with monsters and waves, aka coaches and them not responding, and the D1 schools being annoying, and the D3 schools being flirtatious. And just so one last thing that kind of bothered me, it wasn't your fault, but you mentioned, hey, the schools are telling you they're not focused on 20, they're focusing on 25. In the recruiting process, there's early and late. There is no in between. So if you had to decide which one you want to be, we probably would pick earlier. So, and if they are telling you, hey, we know who you are, but we're not going to prioritize you, we're in the best spot you could possibly be. Because in 2 months later, you're the guy. You're the one they want to know about. And that's important. And it also varies per school. Like the D3 schools, they're like Wash U by August will be done with all of their seniors. So they'll be working on their 24 or 26s. So then you'll be up next and so on and so forth. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I had just like quick question. Just like, I'm not saying like we are definitely going to like right now, but if we like were to like start today, when would it like all like the like doing a call or like the meetings and like helping with emails like start?
Tomorrow. Or tonight. Yesterday.
Yeah, I think but I don't know. Yeah.
Angela's going to say one more thing. He mentioned we don't want you to make a decision today. We want you to think about it. However, because of the nature of how little students we work with, we will have to ask for an answer within 24 hours. Within 24 hours, we need an answer. If in tomorrow you say we need another day, no problem. We're not going to push you. We're not going to call you 5 times like NCSA. You want to work, like right now we're late to another call. That's the nature of where we're at the minute. So we want to work with you. Angela's going to send you an email with everything we spoke about so you can talk it over with your mom and your wife and say, here's what they had to say. And then we just ask for an answer. You're going to see a contract. The contract says the following. If you don't give us video, you're fired. Okay, number one. Number two, if your grades drop below a 3.5 or a grade that your parents create as the bar, you're also fired. And then lastly, if we don't get you recruited in 3 months, then we're fired. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, Cool. And recruited, we want to be clear. It doesn't mean an offer. I'm not saying it's out of the question, but both Angela and I liked your video. That is true. We're not denying that. However, we have students at your age who have already been texting with coaches, and we think you should be there. So that's what we got to do now. Sound
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and the two coaches he had the last 2 years,
Yes, and we'll talk
I
about
don't
the
know
club
how it
situation
works
too.
in terms of recommendation, but
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
they're very happy with him, and
I don't know if we're going to leave, to be honest. We need to ask you guys a couple follow-up questions, like your coach, for example. We need to measure the events you're going to. MLS Next is only better for if there's more exposure. You're going to playoffs, so there's a big argument you should not leave. And your coach likes you, and you're playing minutes, all those things. So, look, I'm not saying I know the answer today. Luckily, all the doors are open to your son today. In a year from now, that will not be the case. Certain doors will close, and we want to make sure that we're in the right place.
And he, I mean, he's December, so he was always on the smaller side. And now that it's kind of more even, the last year was really good for him. He's like the captain of the team, take every free kick, everything, So that's why, we're like, okay, when we were talking about this like a year ago, I was like, well, I mean, you have to be like a leader in your team if you want to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him that, but like in my head, I was thinking. But I think now he has those things. And he's ready, I think he's ready.
Yeah, I think the other thing that's going to work against you, just being honest, is like you're not the biggest and you're not the most athletic. You got super soccer IQ. You find good pockets. Like Angela and I both watched your video. I'm a 6. Angelo's a center back. I'm 5'6". Angelo's going on 6 foot. For a center back, that's small. So, we're going to have to find the coach that likes you. And WashU does play good soccer, for example, but not as good as some other schools. So we want to talk about that.
And that's the thing. That's why we're mentioning the coaches. He was very lucky the last 2 years to have coaches that appreciate having someone distributing the ball, over the field. We are getting another coach. He already got the call from Chanel, but we don't know this coach that much. So I think the videos that we have and whatever he can do in the playoffs, I think are important because this may change. You get a coach that want to play 4-4-2 with everybody running, and he will have to fight for it.
And we're lucky. We're lucky. We don't talk to very many parents that know anything about soccer. Most of them know nothing. Your background about soccer is something we want to talk about through this process. So I'm so sorry, Angela. I have to run. We're going to go to our next call. Yeah, we're going to email you guys everything we talked about. We just asked for an answer in the 24 hours.
Yeah, you say the thing is recorded. Can you share the recording or not?
Absolutely.
It will go to my wife.
No problem. Yeah. I will share it. It will take me about 15 minutes, but I will send it over.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Perfect, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Guys.
We'll talk
to you. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Recording in progress.
Hi there.
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. Okay, good. Thank you for forgiving me. I will give you the same level of attention as we did the last student. So, having said that, I'm excited to talk to you guys both. I'm glad all the emails went through. Having said that, can I ask who found me first?
I did. Ellie did.
Amazing, Miss Ellie. And Miss Ellie, what did you tell your mom about me? Why did you drag her here?
I mean, I've really been looking just for like help in the recruiting process.
Mhm.
Just like I kind of know what to email coaches, but like when to be emailing them, how to get invited to more ID camps, like stuff like that. Especially because like junior year is somewhat coming up, and I want to get started on guessing.
So we like to hear. I could do a little spiel about the importance of starting now, but as a girls soccer player, I think you already know that. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's going into she said junior year, but she's going into her sophomore year.
Yes. Good. Lovely. So there's good timing. For girls, that's kind of like going into junior year of soccerness because you guys just get recruited earlier. That's just the nature of it. So that's great. Awesome. So thank you for bragging about me to your mom. Basically, the goal today is to see if we're the right fit. You got to see my videos and everything else. Where did you watch me the most? What platform?
Like TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, perfect. So having said that, that's a certain version of me. I want you to get to know me. And then we want to I want to interview both of you and see what it's like. Coaches are going to talk to both of you. So, if you're going to be part of this, I want to make sure we're on the same page. And then also, I want to see if I can scare your daughter away from playing college soccer. I don't know if do you guys see the Soccer Girl Probs page at all? Okay,
Yeah.
So I did a collaboration with them like a few months back. And the premise was like try and scare everybody away from playing college soccer because of all the driving and the misery and the shin guards for getting left. And I have 3 brothers. We all played college soccer. So my mother made a Facebook page called Mothers Against Driving in Minivans until they disintegrate. So having said that, I'm gonna try and scare you away by the end, and we'll see how far I get.
Yeah.
Having said that, tell me a little bit about. I got to watch your video and I got to see everything about you already, but just tell me a little bit about what you've done so far in this process.
Obviously, so like I'm on ECRL and I played varsity this past high school season where I was a starter and I got every minute of every game. I just switched clubs to Colorado Rush. I went to the Rush College ID camp like 2 weeks ago and talked to a couple coaches there. I mean, a lot of coaches I talked to in person. No one really responded to any of my emails. And I got invited to like the Prospects Showcase, like national ID camp at University of Kansas. So I'm going to that in July. And
Okay.
I've guest played for EC now, and following that I went to the Harvard ID camp, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I've gone to like ID camps here and there for like prospects, but
Okay, got it. And at this point, how many phone calls, if any, have you had with any coaches? I understand what year you're in. However, they still do reach out. So have you had any phone calls with coaches yet? Okay.
No.
And nobody's talked about visiting quite yet?
No.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, there is a coach at Colorado Christian, Caleb Cole, the head coach, has been like really interested in me, but that's about it. I've gotten like recruiting questionnaires from a bunch of schools, but that's really as far as it's gotten.
Okay. And is that school, for example, is that a school one you guys would be interested in?
My goal is to go D1, and that's a D2 school. So, I mean, maybe if something changed like way down the road and I decided D2 was the one for me, I think it'd be a good fit, but like, it's not like my dream school by any means.
Got it. Okay. Super helpful. Thank you. And why do you want to play college soccer? Why do you want to go through all this?
I had a cousin that went D1 for college soccer. She played for Xavier. And I want to play soccer for as long as I can. And I think like if I'm going to play soccer, I really want it to be at the highest level. So I really want to go for like D1, and I just want to like push myself and make it as far as I can.
Awesome. And from your mom's perspective, why would you like to see your daughter play college? Why do you want to help her play college soccer?
Because she's so committed to soccer. I mean, it is her life, and she puts in the time and the extra training. I think probably where we differ a little bit is in, her playing D1 versus D2, just having spoken with my niece about her D1 experience about Xavier versus, maybe getting a little more of that college experience if she's at a D2 school. So I think that's where, where our perspectives are a little bit different, but we fully support her decision to continue playing in college.
Awesome.
And she's showing us, that she wants to. She is working with a private strength and agility trainer. Like I say, she's got a private goalkeeper coach. So she's committed to training to be at that level.
Awesome. Okay, great. Now, if it's okay, I kind of want to go over basically what we talked about, which is, from your perspective, we want to find the right schools for us. In terms of the Division I and Division II, Division III, I'll be transparent, including maybe with your niece Foods at Xavier. If you don't like the coach, you're going to be miserable. Even if you love the school and your friends, it's just going to play a big role. It's like your second father or mother for the next 4 years. They're going to adopt you. So having said that, I do want to address your point of, hey, let's find the right schools. On top of that, you talked about like which camps do we go to? How do we continue the conversations with schools we've spoken with? So my big piece is this. You already brought up the key, like a buzzword, ECNL, RL, and ECNL, and you mentioned guest playing. Statistics don't lie. The most girls are recruited from ECNL at the Division I level. And right now you're talking about, guest playing. And given how old you are, you're in a very good state of mind, meaning you're talking about it. We want to flirt with it. And it's something we're going to discuss as time goes on. One of the ways to move that needle further is sometimes to go get college interest first, or maybe more aggressively. Within the ECNL world, there's one or two teams around you. In the college world, there's lots of coaches. And if they give us great feedback, every club wants credit for your success, all the rushes of the world. Does that make sense? So my big thing is this. I got to see your video, and you're a great goalkeeper. Goalkeepers are a little bit complicated, as you probably know already. So because of that, the coaches already know if they need you. To give you an idea, we have a freshman goalkeeper who's already been made an offer by a D3 school because they know that for their class, they need a goalkeeper. And the girl's not ready to commit, so they're not going to. But that's what happens with goalkeepers. So having said that, the other thing is video is a totally different animal for you guys. Okay, we need a video of just your feet. We need a training video only. Your video in particular has a lot of great moments of you taking in crosses. There's not as much side volleys, which is very important, as you see the D1 girls doing. And we need to see more of your feet. And it's just the nature of the beast when it comes to recruiting goalkeepers. So taking away divisions, so your guys' not argument, but where you guys might split, taking that away for a minute. Mainly right now, what we want is a problem, which is Division I schools want me, Division III, Division II, but most importantly, a bunch of college coaches want her at a range of a school that selfishly is a good academic school. So let me reiterate this or double confirm. I played college soccer. I went on to play pro soccer. I have a girl right now who's playing for the national team, and she's stoked, but I will always tell her to go to school. That's what I care about because I did the whole world. I got paid $1,000 a month and lived in a closet. I want your daughter to go to school. So having said that, would you guys both agree with me that education comes first?
Yeah, and I think education is also going to play a big role in the school I want to go to, because I think I have good academics. For an athlete, I think I do. So I think if I could get into a school that's good with athletics, and that'd probably be.
Yeah, you do. Your grades are very good. Now, the nature of the beast is every single girl who wants to play college soccer has very good grades. It's not, you've met the minimum, fortunate or unfortunately. Now, having said that, for each school we're going to apply to, there's different accolades that we need, and that's something we want to talk about. So that brings me basically to, okay, I'm glad we're kind of on the same page when it comes to academics. The next piece is, from your perspective, what I want to do, I'm going to show you a roadmap really quickly. So this is the analogy I want to give you. You have a boat. It's pretty. It's got sparkles on it. But when you get acne, you put a star on your face, for example. There's some things down your boat that we have to do that for. It's not perfectly blemished. So in your case, that's like your video. It's too long. It needs to be split up. I need a training video. I need a feet video. You do have some shot stopping and crosses, which we will literally make into its own video, like just taking crosses. I also want to mic you up and show them that you talk, because I can already tell. I'm sure you're very loud on the field, and they need to know about that. And the only way in this new age is through that. And it's very easy. We'll give you the mic. You'll clip it. We'll edit the video. You'll have to film it. We can find you a filmer if we need to. But the point is, it has to get done. Then the next piece, and so I'll share my screen real quick, is I want you to coaches like quickly. So I talked about video. I want to email schools. So right now, I know you've emailed a handful of schools and they've responded. Once I fix your video, we're going to email the top academic D3 schools aggressively. The only reason I'm starting with them is, one, if you really want to play D1, so appealing to your daughter, they're going to call you like I'm doing today, and then go, who else is recruiting you? And if you say nobody, it's going to make them very uncomfortable. Okay. So we're attacking this date in a year from now, basically, as you guys know, the 15th. That's what we're attacking. So I want them to get a video from you like every month. I want them on Twitter. I want them on Instagram, and I want them knowing who you are. So we'll edit everything. We'll tell you what to post, when to post, all that good stuff. I don't need you to be a social media person, but for soccer, I want you to tag them. I want them to know who you are. And no different than any other line of work, if the more they get to see you, the better your odds are. Like with the girl who got this offer, they just started seeing her more. They just started seeing her in 8th grade. That was the secret. It wasn't that she was better than another keeper. It was that they knew her better. That was it. So having said that, the next stage, to share my screen really quickly, the next stage is right now, I need to audit what you've done already. I know you're going to some camps. I need us to do a bunch of things before those camps. How we email the coaches, update them with your new video, those types of things. Then we're going to narrow down the schools. So like, which schools should you and should you not be communicating with? Because to begin with, I'll admit there's going to be there's only 75 top academic D1 and D3 schools. If you're open to different levels of Division I, there's a lot of girls programs, as you know, that are Division I. There's just a lot of them. And that AI system, you got to see. Oh, sorry, I didn't ask. Do you guys see that long video I tried to make you watch? No? Okay, perfect. Let me show you real quick. So to give you an idea, this is a girl who's younger than you, truth be told, but you'll be in the same page where she is in a minute. And basically what we want you to do is be where she is. So you're going to get a Google Drive like this. And in this Google Drive, you'll see she's got all of her videos, right? She's got just goalkeeping videos, just Instagram videos, just every touch videos. She recently won a GA Cup, so we made a whole little spiel. She talked about her goalkeeper coach. We'll talk about that in a minute. So then you're going to get this document, okay? In this document, basically, your daughter needs to focus on school because academics come first. So I basically want to create a system where everything's in one place, for one, but also where it's different from school. So this is called the CollegeSoccerGuy document, basically. And we're going to meet like on a weekly basis. So this is what we've been doing with her for the last year, all the time, meeting. You're going to call with this school. You need to follow up with these schools. This school wants to call you. How do you set up a phone call? Why this ID camp? Why not that ID camp? It doesn't end, unfortunately, for a little while, but that's the nature of the beast. Then this is what I wanted to show you. So I've been doing this process for a long time. I'm going to show you one other thing actually first. I've been doing this process for a long time, and one of the dilemmas that I constantly had in my own process, but even more so, I mentioned my brothers played college soccer, was when we're emailing coaches, there's no system that really allows us to email the coaches in a genuine way. Don't worry about that. Yours will be different. But these are the other companies you've heard of, and you have actually. I think you told me you have sports recruits. Is that right? So I have nothing against sports recruits. So it's not like me versus them. You have sports recruits. I'm going to help you with sports recruits. The premise though is, and I hope they tell you or you feel it, that they claim to have a platform where the coaches will come find you. That's like living in Neverland. Okay. It maybe exists somewhere, but not here, not on this planet. So it's really important that you do everything from your own Gmail, your own YouTube, your own Instagram, your own Twitter, all those types of things. And the reason they do that, they're business, right? You're more sticky if you're inside their system. And I don't care. I want you to get recruited through your own email, your own YouTube, etc. So I edited all your videos. So this is what I want to show you, this AI system. So if you click here and you click this one, what this is going to do is this is connected to my personal Gmail, which is then connected to my Google Drive. It will be connected to yours. I'm going to give you a list of schools that I want you to reach out to based off of my own opinion of the girls' programs. Division 3, we will talk to Division 2, but not really. Maybe. Only if it helps us for Division 1. And then Division 1 schools, of course. So I'm going to give you a list. Now, we got to email a lot of schools, which I'm sure you already know that, but it's a pain to do all that. So what I've created is if you click, just as an example, we'll click select all. This will select 100 coaches, okay? Then you can click write genuine, and I'm going to give you something genuine to say, not to every coach, because we don't care about all of them equally, but of our top 25, we are going to spend some time on those. Does that make sense? I'm going to tell you what to say. Their goalkeeper played really well. Your goalkeeper was an All-American. I watched your team play. I thought you played out of the back. We're going to watch, literally, we're going to watch the other teams so we can comment on them. Like, that makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you're going to press save. Then you're going to go back to the schools. Then what you'll do is you're going to click write emails, and it will send an email to all of these coaches. But here's the magic. This is the part that I work so hard on. If you're going to go dear coach #name, it will automatically insert the coach's last name. So it will seem genuine. Does that make sense? This is what they do to you, by the way, when you get all your emails. Then you're going to hit enter. This is what they don't have. You're going to hit #genuine. So anything in green here was something genuine we wrote, and it will only send it to those people. Does that make sense? Then we're going to give you a template that I want to make, that I'll probably fix, to be honest, of what you guys are doing. And then I will send it. We'll give you a subject line, and then we're going to press send. And we can send 100 emails a day. So like you have a showcase, you have an ID camp, you have an every touch video. I want, especially with you, because you told me you want to play D1. If you're serious about playing D1, you're going to have to email all the D1 schools. That's just the way it goes. Now, they need to get an email from you once a month for the next year if you want them to know who you are on June 15th. That's a pain in the butt to send otherwise. So video, I'm not so concerned about. I already have 2 videos from your highlight video because I'm going to split it up. I know you'll give me more video, and I'll have Instagram and Twitter and everything else. So they'll be getting videos. The question is, they need to get these emails. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's to show your mom. That's the AI system I was kind of mentioning. Then the next kind of thing is this. When we're working with a student, it's important for us to, we won't work with another goalkeeper in your class. Does that make sense? We'll only work with one at a time. So having said that, this is basically what it looks like. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so it looks like this. All right, so right here, right here, when we're meeting, first of all, we're going to meet every Sunday. And in this Sunday portion, basically, you're going to meet with other college girls. We have boys in this particular same meeting, which for you is only helpful because their video, like the boys' videos, is what we need to replicate in many ways. That's what the boys coaches all want to see. The other piece of it, I want you to talk to like some of my girls. Like we have a goalkeeper at Boston. She's a goalkeeper. You should talk to her. How do you like your coach? Do you not like her? You have your own people, I understand, but these people did it my way, and I want you to listen to them. Does that make sense? Okay. Then we're going to meet you. You're going to have a specific coach. I have been doing this a long time, and I've helped a lot of kids play college soccer, but I am not a goalkeeper. And so what I've done is I have not only a former student, but I've brought a former college coach to help with my goalkeepers because I'm not a goalkeeper. So you're going to meet with him as much as required. Does that make sense? And that's who the other girls met with as well. I will still monitor everything. So like naturally you watch my videos. We have a connection. So I still monitor everything. You'll still hear from me. You'll see me in the meetings, but on like a daily basis, you'll be with this goalkeeper coach. You're going to get a Discord channel. So you can message us all the time. Basically, we used to do like texting. We used to do email, but like she's got so much school and life. It's just better to have our own app. So it's going to be over here. We will edit all of our videos, everything under the moon. You send us 1 million videos, we will edit 1 million videos. For her, one of the other reasons I want her with the goalkeeper is she's going to go play soccer, do well on the game, and then she is going to be told by a coach, hey, we really needed to see more of your crosses. And then the goalkeeper coach she'll be working with will say, that's correct. We do need more crosses. Here is the moment where you could have received this cross. Now, in the next game, go do it. Now, I know you mentioned you have a strength coach, which we're happy to talk to also. But the main point being, not only do we want them to get you to get recruited, but we want you to get better at soccer so you can do well once you play in college. Okay. And then you saw the drive and the AI system. And so to work with us, it's $6,000. We split it up into 3 payments. If in the first 3 months she's not being genuinely recruited in a real way, that means phone calls, text, emails, then we refund it. And we go, if we can't do it in 3 months, we can't do it at all. And the reason we do the payment method the way we do, basically we're lifetime. So through college, let's say, God forbid, a coaches, like one of the players committed, but then the coach got fired. So they called me. They're like, Zev, what do we do? This is scary, blah, blah, blah. And it turned out it worked out and they didn't need to transfer and they stayed where they were. But we're with you for life. That's the deal. So having said that, it's important for me to explain that the reason we do the 3-month kind of upfront is because we have this boat that I mentioned and we need to ship it off now. And so it's just better for both of us. We're both more aggressive in nature. Having said that, we're not going to let you work with me today, even if you want to. I want you to think about it. I want you to talk over with your family. However, let's pretend, I'm going to ask your daughter first. Let's pretend, Ellie, you had to work with me today. There was no choice. You're tied to a chair with a gun to your head. What questions might you have for me to decide if we were somebody you want to work with?
I would say probably just like, is there like a flexible schedule? Like if I can't make like a call with one of my coaches or something, side practice, like, are we able to change that, or is that just like it from?
No, good question. It's actually on your schedule. So these coaches, their full-time job is to wait for you. They only work with 3 kids at a time, and you're a goalkeeper. So right now for this particular coach, you're the only one. So he will, and if he doesn't have the time, I'll fire him. But anyways, you can pick it. The reason we used to do actually only the Sundays. We would not do unlimited meetings. And that was at the beginning of me starting this like a few years back, because that was what I could do. And then obviously I was like, look, everybody needs to talk to anybody when you need to. So now the meetings are there if you want them, but you can book whenever you want.
Okay.
Good question.
And then also, like, would there also be like advice and help for like the club side of things? Because I know, like, long story short, I just left Rapids because I was told I was like the #1 goalkeeper for the whole club, but I wasn't getting enough. And I joined Rush so late. The coaches wanted me on UCNL, but I wasn't getting the spot because the roster had already been set, and I joined like 2 weeks after they did.
Yes, good question. So I was giggling for a second because I've switched club teams like 15 times. I'm from Malibu. I drove to Pasadena, which is like the equivalent of literally 3 hours in traffic to go to practice. And I had to change teams a dozen times. And I'm 5'6". Nobody was recruiting me. I played JV soccer as a junior. Nobody really thought. So I had to change teams a dozen times. So when I say recruiting process, it is synonymous with the club process. The whole reason of playing club soccer is so we can play college. So I'll just show you. Not only we have a section on it, but in your very first meeting that you'll do, this is just like specific to ECNL, MLS for boys. How do we deal with the club soccer? But I'll also tell you in your very first meeting, you have to tell us, like, that's literally probably the most important thing other than maybe your email and video, to go, hey, what's your club situation today? What do we need to do? And as I mentioned, sometimes we have to go the college route. And I can already see you've been abused by the college soccer or the club soccer system. And unfortunately, I've been burned many times. We had one player who was overage, but the manager was lying and like played with us for a year and then got caught. And then the whole team had to disperse. And it was obviously a nightmare and everything else. My parents I was the eldest, so they didn't know what the heck was going on. And they never played soccer and they didn't go to college in the traditional athletic way. So anyways, good question. We will help you with the club sport.
Okay, sounds good. Trying to think, there's not really much else. I mean, like, there'd be questions for down the road. Like, obviously, like, there's like ODP and stuff, which is a whole nother thing because the Kansas ID camp like overlaps with that. Like, would I get help with that also?
Yes, very well said. So here's the last piece. From my perspective, well, I'm sorry. I wanted to ask your mom. Mom, same thing. If you had to decide today, are there any questions I could answer?
No, I feel like we've had, a few conversations just with other not recruiting, but resources. Obviously NCSA was one of them, sports recruits, all that good stuff. So we've gone through our list of questions, but you hit all of those points for me in terms of,
Good.
very detailed. So
lovely. That's what I like to hear. Like I said, my thesis for my master's degree was why the NCSAs of the world don't work. And that's kind of
Yeah.
what stemmed all everyone seeing that blog post and going, what else? And on paper, it'd be great if they do. But anyways, this is why we do what we do. So here's the last piece. As I mentioned, we will not work with another goalkeeper in your class for the top academic schools like at all.
Mhm.
So because of that, I need an answer in 24 hours. If in 24 hours you say, hey, we have another question or something came up, just email me back and say, hey, we had a question, da-da-da-da. In the email you're about to receive is the goalkeeper from Boston. You can talk to her mom if you want to and be like, honestly, I forgot to ask you. Did I manage to scare you away at all from wanting to play college soccer? That was kind of the point, actually.
And I've heard like the horror stories from my cousin, and we had a lot of like family members that have gone and played D1 sports. And I had another cousin that played on like just other sports teams. She went to Clemson, Gatorade Player of the Year. Cousin was like a D1 swimmer. So I mean, we've like definitely heard about it, but I kind of want to.
Okay, so all right. Well, I tried my part anyways. My coach is coming to my wedding. He was great to me. My brother's coach just got fired for being a drunk on campus and was horrible to my brother. So our job is to
Wow.
find you a good coach because,
Yeah.
because of that. So having said that, I'm going to send you over an email with everything. There's a contract.
Okay.
The contract says the following. If her grades drop below a 3.5, Ellie, you're fired. If you don't give me video, you're fired. If I don't get you recruited in 3 months, I'm fired. And
Okay.
that's the deal. Sound good?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Perfect, everyone.
Yeah.
It was lovely talking to you. I will talk to you very
Thank
soon.
you. Okay. All right.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Sounds
Thanks
good.
very
Bye.
much.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay. I know I'm live. I have a couple more pieces to do, but I think this one call did not happen. Let me see. Um, da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, sorry. I know I'm live. I have a couple things I have to do. Okay. Okay. I'm conflicted on what team to put my son on, MLS Next Team or local club. He's 11. Bob, good question. We have a program specific for the 7th graders. If you could click the link in the bio, we could schedule a call. Basically, we do a one-time call for an hour, and we talk about the situation. I wish I could tell you, Bob, right here and now, but I don't know. And then basically on that same call, we talk about like what he needs to do to play college soccer, given where you live, given his goals. Now, you may say he's not ready, like he doesn't know if he wants to play college soccer. Then don't call me. I only want to work with the crazy ones who are like, hey, I know my kid wants to play college soccer. At 8 years old, my parents knew that I wanted to play pro. And therefore, because they didn't want me to just not get an education, they knew I was going to play college. Now, they didn't know if I was going to make it, but they're like, hey, we're going to do everything we can. So, Bob, if that's you, click the link in the bio and we can do a 1-hour call. It does cost money, but let me know and I would love to help you do that. MLS for sure. Just make sure he knows the high level. Okay, Splash Bro. Local club would only make him worse. For development and good situation to be safe as he gets older. Look at all these people trying to help you, Bob. That's pretty cool. You have a question. How am I supposed to bounce back in just 2 months? I tore my meniscus. Do not do that. Take your time. Do not bounce back in 2 months. That's crazy. Hey, I had surgery on my ACL. I'm 9 months out. I'm out 9 months. Liam, we've had that happen before. I'm so sorry. I've also done it. You can still get recruited, actually. We've had 3 players get recruited with the torn ACL. So call me. We can talk about it. Won't be able to see. Going to a summer camp, but I'm not allowed to have technology. Expecting a pre-read soon. What to do? Oh. Huh. That is, you need mom and dad to look at your emails, Splash Bros. Let them look at your emails for you. Is USL a good level for playing college soccer? It's a very good level for getting better at soccer. It does lack some exposure, unfortunately, even though it shouldn't, because it's freaking amazing. Okay, because it's a really good level, but it does lack some exposure. That is the truth. That is the truth. Okay, one more thing here. This is the soccer guy. Okay. Okay, I gotta do something real quick. Give me a second. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Hey, my Mr. Magician, you have made so many automations. I have a new automation that I would like help with. So this one's a little complicated, but I know it's possible. I do a Zoom meeting with potential students constantly, and that Zoom meeting gets saved to an external hard drive. If I start saving it to a Zoom cloud instead of the hard drive, I want to create first of all, I want to know if this is possible. I want to create an automation where basically only when the student, hold on a minute. Only when the student actually works with us, right? It becomes a student. I want that Zoom meeting to be added to their very first Zoom meeting. I want that Zoom meeting to be added to their profile. So is that possible? Let me see if I do it with you really quickly. Boom. Okay, hold on. Sorry, 1 second. You can skip this part. I'll pause. Okay, so the question is, could it go from basically from NMI to Zoom to the drive? That is the question. Now I know because of how Zoom works, right now everything goes through an external hard drive which has no API, so that probably would not work, because how would you find it within my drive, right? I'm assuming, unless it's a really complicated one. So then the question becomes, if I start saving all the meetings to the cloud instead of, here we go, recordings. If I start saving everything to the cloud, see there's no recordings. So I can definitely make recordings. Let's see here. Advanced. Okay, so here, computer recordings, open. How does that open? Oh, it knows the location. So maybe it could still work. Because it's on here. Could this be taken? Could this get taken somewhere? I don't know. Does that make sense at all? So if I click open. Oh, no. It won't, it doesn't take the file, I don't think. Oh, it does. Look at that. So, okay, that's the question. Could it take it from Zoom? Could it? No, but only remember if they become a client. Let's just pretend that's not possible. The next question is, let's say I used the recording feature where it actually went to the cloud. Then I believe it definitely could work. So the question really quickly is, how do I recording? I'm going to start, host can give blah, 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 blah. Okay, disabling. Okay, so this time we're gonna go record to the cloud. Host can pause. I'm gonna host can pause, stop auto recording in the cloud. Save. So now allow cloud accessing. Sure. Okay. Save. Okay, I don't know how to do that. Enter IP address. Allow cloud recordings only from no cancel. Okay. Set recordings on default by demand. Yes. Okay. Required passcode. No. All right. So now all the recordings will be saved to the cloud. Now we have nothing to test this with. So I guess first question is, can this automation be set up? If I ever have a meeting, now here's the other problem, not a huge problem, but remember, this is only the first meeting. So eventually the kids will have, well, that won't really be an issue. You don't have to worry about that. They're going to have one 25-minute meeting with me, and I want that to get uploaded to their drive, the very first meeting. That would be amazing. Thank you. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay. Basically, if I can make that possible, you guys can get help faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. That is the goal. I need to eat. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. All right. Emmanuel sent a finger heart. Thanks, bro. Thank you for the finger heart. Okay. Let's see here. Have you heard about the DPL finals of Silver Lakes? Yes, Em, I have. And make sure you make video. It's very good. Please make video, Em. Make video, make video. I wish America wasn't paid to play. Sorry, Bob Stone. It's never going to change. So it's never going to change. Hey, I was wondering, do ID camps actually help get recruited? Yes, they do. Going to a summer camp, but I'm not allowed to have. Okay, we talked about that. Hey, Zev, it's Jalen. I have my first. Jalen's one of my students. Good job, Jalen. I'm so proud of you. Good job, Jalen. Is USL a good level for playing college soccer? Yes, we did that. Okay. I got recruited to play Barcelona for a national team. Whoa. M, who are you? M, I need to know who you are. I'm in 2027. I have Michigan State, Davidson, Oregon State, all watch me in playoffs and are interested. I also want to know who you are. What is your name, user 183? Are you a boy or a girl? That is incredible. I live in Canada. I'm trying to go to D1. Are ID camps worth it or is it a scam? ID camps are worth it. You have to go to ID camps, but you do not want to go to the bad ones. You want to go to ones that have genuine interest. How does one get picked up to play for the national team? MLS Next is very, very important. And then within MLS Next, you have to have a very good statistics. And then your coach has to recommend you. And then you can also send an email to the national team, but they don't really ever look at it. But the big thing is through your coach and your club. They look at statistics big time. Or is the case if coaches are actually interested, then they will come watch me play. No, they will not come watch you play. You have to go to them. My parent works at a school like that other guy you called. Should I try to meet with the coach? Splash Bro, we've had a lot of discussions. Call me. Already going to their camp in early July, though. If you're going to their camp, start with that. Are Nike soccer camps good for ECNL player? No, they are not. Well, if it's the one with college coaches, I don't love it, to be honest. But yeah, I don't love it unless you have genuine interest. Depends what year you are, though. If you're a sophomore, it's okay. What should I do if a college coach asks for film and I lost all my film from previous seasons? Sammy, go film in your backyard and give him something. I'm an ECNL RL player, first year, and ECNL opportunities at 14. Can I play college ball? Maybe. Most players who play ECNL still don't play in college. So, Leaf, I don't know. I would need to see you. M, what's up, M? Or should I move to E64? Leaf, I need to know more about you. Call me. Okay, I'm going to keep answering your questions. I think actually I'm also live on Instagram right now, I believe. Instagram and YouTube and Twitter. Okay. Any tips for international players? Yes. I'm going to post a YouTube video about that. And then you can, here, actually, I can give you a website. Here's what international players need to do. Here we go. If you are an international soccer player, here are the steps you need to take. Oopsie daisies. Where are you? International soccer player. How do I give this to you? You are on here. Okay. If you're an international soccer player, go to this website. It will tell you what to do. Can you do a video on youth soccer levels in Georgia? What do you want to know? If you just want to know the best teams, you can go to Got Soccer Rankings, and it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. And it will tell you something. Not that one. Got Soccer Rankings. That will tell you something. What are you from? You're from YouTube. Okay, good question. Okay, perfect. Good questions, everybody. All right, 20 people over here. What should I do if college coaches are asking for film and I also can't do that one? Are your prices negotiable at all? Sorry to ask. No, it's okay to ask. It's custom per person. You know, it starts at 10,000, 10 to 15,000, but then every person I customize it, and it's usually considerably less than that, but it varies per person. So you have to call me. That's the only way I can know. I got recruited to play in Barcelona for a national team. M, that's amazing. Can I see your highlight video, M? I want to see your highlight video. Can you DM it to me on Instagram? It's Israel Good League if I want to go pro. How do I play at higher levels when clubs are far away? Go to ID camps. That's the most important thing. Go to college ID camps. Send your video to the school. Do you think the level of soccer in East now is better than MLSX? No. MLSX is better. What do coaches talk about when they want to have a call with you? A lot of different things, but usually they want to know who else you're being recruited by, and they also want to know how much you like their school. Is Israel Good League if you want to go pro? No. Should I do drills in my backyard as video? Yes. That would be better than no video. When you say give them something, what does that mean? Should I film pickup games or I play both? Sammy Sosa, give them something. Both are good. Okay. Are you going to be at DPL finals in Silver Lakes? I'll be there. That's amazing. I will not be there, but send me your video. I would love to see it. Is ESR a good level to go pro? It is not, but it's a good place to start, and don't give up. I was playing at that level as a junior in high school, and I played pro soccer for 10 years. So it's still possible. Should I do Joe's the Backyard as video? Yes. Is playing E64 bad for a 15-year-old? Not bad. Definitely not bad, but aim for Division 3. You have to aim for Division 3 for now, which is still very good. Very, 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 very good. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. The hell, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. Can you look at my highlights? Maybe. If I play ECNL as a sophomore, but I'm not on a good team, is D1 possible? Yes. Do you know anyone that has gotten full scholarship for an MLS next team? Yes. And looking to move up. My YouTube account is user. It looks like you're a girl. Please submit your video to my link in the bio. What do you tell a school you're not interested in but can use for leverage after they can't invite you? Jalen, send us a message on Discord. We can help you there. That's on here. I'm not good. Every time you message on Discord, I tell the coaches what to say. So message us on Discord. We'll show you how to do that. Okay. Can you still play college soccer if I'm a star player in high school and my high school team has the worst ranking? Yes, you still could. You still could. Our prep showcase is still good in senior year. Maybe. Splash, call me. You have lots of good questions. Okay, I think I answered all those. Is Girls Academy a good level to play at least D1? Yes. That would be a great level. What level should I look at trying out for the next season as I recently joined RAL? What level should D3? But aim for D3. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of all these for a second. I need to eat some food. Oh yeah, I gotta do this message. Okay. Okay. Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, sorry guys, we got a couple more meetings today, so I do want to talk to all of you, and I know some of you will want to leave. I can't stop you, but I have a couple more meetings today. Do you quit pro soccer? No, I still play. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for your kind words and your. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your kind words. I read everything on your LinkedIn. I tried to look up your son for fun. Having said that, I'm excited to talk to you all. Like I said, I appreciate what you had to say. So this is what we're going to do with your son. Two things I'm going to show you. So first of all, I know you couldn't fill out the form correct perfectly, but what I'm going to have you do is, if you don't mind, is you're going to fill out the form. Actually, just go to this website. I'm going to give you this website. Okay, this website is like for internationals, basically, no matter the age, even though your son is like 8th grade equivalent. We do work with internationals now. It's a new thing. We've helped a number of kids play college soccer from abroad, the UK especially. I'll have you talk to one of the moms that I'm working with if you want, but I know you said you're ready to talk to me. If you want to know what we're going to talk about, this is some of it, although I want to address your questions. And then you're going to click this. When you click this, it's going to take you to a little form. And when it takes you to this form, you're going to answer some questions. And those questions you won't know the answer to. I do know some of them you'll have to leave blank. But the reason it's important is you're going to get a Google Drive. And in that Google Drive, it's going to look like basically like this. I'll just show you the international student we worked with. So it will basically look like this. One second. All right. So you're going to get a folder that looks just like this. Wait a minute. Sorry. It's going to be a folder that looks like this. So we're going to have your highlight video, your every touch video. I want to get you access to this AI system you're going to need, even though he's in 8th grade. And then, of course, you're going to get this document. And then during our call, I'm going to answer your questions as well as tell you some things that I think you should do. So that's kind of what's going to take place. If you want really detailed version of it, it's on that website. And then I'm just going to have you guys click this. It basically is going to help me create. This is custom. So if like different positions, I make this a little bit differently. So that's why I just need you to fill it out, and then I'll be able to create it. And then in that same contract, you're going to be given my schedule. It will look like this. Basically, you'll see like my schedule will look literally just like this. And you'll be able to pick a time that works for you. I know given the time zones, it's a little awkward. I lived in England for a little while. I played for Fulham. They're under 18s, under 14s, and then under 18s, and then I was let go. So your son wants to play college soccer. I love it. You're ready to take him to camps, all that. Epic. So we're going to talk about it. Having said that, this is, you'll get my calendar. I think I do have availability tomorrow, which for you, I guess, would be more realistic for Friday. So anyways, that's it. I'm really looking forward to talking to you guys. Talk soon. Woo-wee, everyone. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Sorry, guys. One more second. Myself, okay. Unfortunately, we don't space inside community size with some lined up. Coltrane. Memorize names, guys. Memorizing names is a game changer. Game changer. Okay, that should do that. Okay, then wait a second, everybody. Son, 6th grade, pre-MLS next. They have an option to go to Spain. Is it worth it at his age? If you want to go for fun, go for fun. It is not helpful for college soccer. It is fun experience. So if I have a child one day who's that age, if I'm going to go, I'm going because, hey, we want to go to Spain and have a great trip. Do not go for college. That is not helpful. Sending my highlight reel now. Great, thank you. How should you follow up with coaches after they came to your showcase? You should say to them, Coach, dear coach, I believe you may have been able to come to one of our games. I just want to say thank you so much for coming. That's it. Just say thank you. If they don't respond to that, then you have to follow up and say, dear coach, thank you so much. I believe you came. I wasn't able to reach you before. May I ask if you had the opportunity to watch me? Or you could just do the second option right away, which is totally fine because yeah, you can do the second option right away. That's no problem. Yeah, and if you don't know if they came to your game, then you're going to ask them, dear coach, thank you. So I've been told that you may have been able to come to my game. May I confirm if you're able to watch us play? Question mark. You want to ask a question. And best equipment for clips of playing style too, because I recorded on iPhone, not really good. Also left back, right back, center back, team AFC, and what's best highlights I should put, and best equipment for clips. Use wevideo.com and the best clips, goals, assists, obviously, but then mainly if you're in that position, we want to see you playing out of the back. Is ODP good to be on? Yes, M, it is. M, can you call me? I want to know more about you. A coach watching me for the first time at ECL playoffs, I play winger. What should my focus be? Crosses, 1v1, dribbling, and crosses. Okay. What do you know about Oberlin? Oberlin's a very liberal arts school. They play with inverted wing backs, and it's a very good academic school and a very good soccer team. We had one player transfer away from there, and then we had another player just commit. The player transferred because they wanted a different social environment, and the player that went there really liked the academics. So it just depends per person, guys. I gotta listen to some music. I'm usually never listening to music. YouTube. I'm at camp currently, and I have never played with any other kids. Any tips? And I get kind of nervous. I don't perform. I got any tips? Brantley, if you're still listening, your tip is pick one thing to focus on. Just one thing. That one thing could be where's the goalkeeper, or what is the sound of the ball. You just got to focus on one thing at a time, and you will play better. You'll go into flow state. Thoughts on UPSL? Very good level, not good for getting recruited, unfortunately. But that is the truth. That is the truth. Good for video, not good for getting recruited. Dum 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 dum. Okay, save. Okay, now I can give it that website. International. Okay. I kind of want to listen to some music. I never want to listen to music usually. Let's listen to some music. Okay, great. Let's see here. Okay. Just send me how to do a reel on Discord. Cool. Okay. Let me look at that for a second. Can I get an opportunity? Yes. Not listen to me, yes. Not directly usually, unless you had a lot of pre-conversation. I'm class of 2025. I'm class of 2025. It's not too late to email coach. I don't have game film. Won't until high school season. Caden, that will not work. You need to wait. Go get film. Film yourself in your backyard. Film yourself playing 2v2. Pick up. You cannot play college soccer with no film. I just sent. What are you doing? I am helping kids play college soccer. In class of 2025, it's too late to email coaches. Okay. I just sent my highlight on Discord. Can you do it? Yes, give me a second. I'm going to the camp because I've talked to a school before. Okay, that's good. Then maybe you could get an offer, but more than likely you'll gain interest. Do you recommend on Insta or social with highlights or direct contact with coaches? Both. Mallory, do both. I'm going on a visit for the fall in Oberlin, but they haven't seen me play. Will they recruit me? If you're going on a visit and the coach invited you on a visit, or you're just going on a visit because you want, those are two different. Okay. I'm sorry. I was LinkedIn. Okay, I don't like the music. Change my mind. Maybe if I had music I liked. Okay. What drill should I do in the backyard? As you said, it's better than nothing. Sammy Rosa, go to my YouTube page. You're going to see a section called technical training. Go do those videos, and then you can literally compare yourself to me, who played college soccer and currently plays pro. So go do the videos on my YouTube. What's the lowest GPA to play D1? 2.8, but I don't work with students unless they have above a 3.0. What are the best tips for center attacking midfielders for Division 1? Through balls, through balls, through balls. You need lots of through balls, please. Lots of through balls. If you're playing DPLM, it's very difficult to play Division 1. You're probably not going to be able to. Depends how old you are. But it's very difficult. That's the truth. It's very, very difficult. It's debatably not realistic. But I don't know anything about you, so I need to know more about you before I tell you that. But that's pretty much true. Okay. Oh, they invited you. Then that means they really liked your videos. What that means. Rayland. Okay. All right. I'm done with that one. Did you know the University of Kentucky's assistant coach, did some research? That is amazing. I'm gonna have to do a story on that. Oh my gosh, this is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Oh my God. What are the best tips for center attacking midfielders to play D1? Okay, who do you think are the best women's and men's soccer players in the whole world or in college? I was invited for a visit, but they've never seen me live. That means they like your video. That's what that means. It means they like your video. Okay, I'm opening a window. It's hot. Okay. In the world, Tony Cruz is pretty phenomenal on the boys' side. On the women's side, there's this girl I watch in France. And in Denmark, there's this other girl that I really like. They play in the first division over there. My daughter is 12, playing center back. What should I begin filming? Film her completing passes. That is the big one. Complete passes. What professional team in the USL do you root for? In the US UCL. And which team do you root for in the UCL? Should I put in a clip of me in my reel of beating someone, but nothing happens afterward, or no? In your every touch video, yes. In your highlight video, no. Are you going to review my highlights? Sorry, I forgot. I got busy. Okay, I'm going to review it right now. I'm reviewing a highlight video. Here we go. Catherine, unfortunately, I can only see it. I can't show it on TikTok because they don't like YouTube. I am live right now. If you click the link somewhere in the bio, I am live, and you can you see my screen? Actually, you still can't see my screen. All right, so you're watching the video. Nobody else can watch it. That sucks. How do I fix that? There's nothing I can do about that right now, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't, because then I'll get banned. TikTok bans me. Super annoying. I might be able to do it on stream on YouTube. Let me see. 1 second here. I think I can share my screen. Darn it. There is a way to share my screen here. 1 second. Go, if you guys click the Twitch in the link or the YouTube in the link, actually, I think it's just Twitch, you'll be able to see my screen. I'm going to do it right now. Design. How do I share my screen? Media. Share screen. Here we go. Entire screen. Screen 1. Okay, there. I'm sharing right now. All right. So first of all, your intro page is too much, way too much. That does not work. Self-interview, 3 or 4 things. So you got to get rid of it. Now, I'm going to pay attention to it because that's my job. And there's some good things. And OPD, ODP, ACRL, class of 26, good grades, but it's too much information. You can't have that. Okay. Way too much information. You got to fix it. The next scene is a photo, ODP regional. I like the circle. Good touch. What a goal. What a great goal. Amazing goal. Okay, touch. I like the slow-mo. Looks like maybe, wow, you're quick. Good job driving. Good pass. You're about to cross in the box. I like that. We need some video of you on VO. This looks like mom or dad. Wow, great ball. Good technique, even though it didn't connect. Winning the ball to my outside midfielder. Okay, yeah. Nice. Good feet. Okay, I'll give you 15 more seconds. Boom. Good attempted pass. Okay. Okay, awesome. So you just posted this. Long ball forward. Let me see this one. I can't tell if the video is sped up a little bit. It looks like it is, to be honest, which I would not recommend. Sprint it back to pass to my goalie. Okay, so this video is Division 3 level right now today. And so I think it's important that you aim for Division 3 schools. Division 2 might be possible. Division 1 is not realistic, in my opinion, as of now. But if you're open to playing Division 3 or Division 2, call me. I would like to know more about you. Very good job, Catherine. Very good job. I'm going to put it in the Discord. Good job. Good job. Call me. Good work. Okay. Awesome work. I want to make a note of real quick. Okay, now let's see here. Okay, this one, I don't know what to do with this one. Okay, do that. Okay, that's done. Okay. Bum. Your coach. My coach mentioned to me that you made that's my game. Thank you for your time. Can you watch me? Okay. Amazing. Okay. Is it okay? Sorry, guys. Is too fun if the only game film I have right now is a year old? No, that's fine, Caden. That's no problem. What do college look for in a center attacking mid? Through balls from my last year's club. Caden, that's no problem. Hi, Lily. from last year's club. Is USU's National League a good league? Yes, aim for D3. Are Nationals college ID camps good? My 10th grade got invited to one in Pennsylvania's July D1. Are Nationals college ID camps? Which one, Caesar, are you referring to? I'll look it up for you. How can Canadian students get American overseas schools to gain interest? There is a way we do that with Canadians. Click the link in the bio. You'll see a section called International Students, and you will see how I help you. Hello, sir. I'd like to be scout like you. I actually don't technically scout. I mean, I do scout, but my job is to educate. So if you want to be an educator like me, you can DM me on Instagram. If there isn't anything genuine interest, but you are interested in the college, should I go to their camp? Yes, Sammy. So for your top schools, go. I'm sorry, I couldn't show the viewers because TikTok gets angry at me. TikTok bans me whenever I show YouTube. So you have to be on the stream, which is unfortunately on a different platform. I'm not trying to make you go anywhere else, but that's the way of this, how this goes. Are you going to review my, okay. Should I put in a clip of me in a reel of being, okay, I did all that. Okay, good. What should I expect on my first college call to Chicago State? D1 school, Trinity. Noel. You should expect a lot of things. Oh my gosh. I have a document, a chapter like specific for that. There's so many things. But mainly you should have a bunch of questions prepared for them, about them as a person, and about them as a team. And then you should be prepared for them to ask you who else you're being recruited by, because they will ask you if they don't know already, which they probably do, to be fair. Yeah. Okay. Okay, 4 minutes topical. How much do coaches really pay attention to 27 class? Are they mainly recruiting 08s and 07s? They are mainly recruiting older, but there's only early and late. So you should start the process now if you want the most opportunity. Also, when people ask that question, it's kind of silly. It depends on the school. Duke, Stanford, they're recruiting 27s. High Point, Siena, they're not recruiting 27s in the same way. But if you want to get interest, you need to focus on the schools that you want, and they need to know who you are. So even if they're not paying attention to your class, you need to keep emailing them so that way they know who you are, because there's only early and late. There is no on time. How do you stand out in front of coaches? M, you've asked a lot of good questions today. M, can you please call me and your family, because you have good questions, and that question, like how do you stand out, that depends on who you are and your situation. So give me a call. Do your students still specifically meet with you or just with other coaches? Both, Sullivan. Are college ID camps usually split into age groups or classes? Yes, but only when you arrive, not before. They usually split it up, to be honest, through who's better and worse, not through age. That's why going to mass ID camps at a younger age is better than at an older age. Okay, I've got 3 minutes. Shit, I need a drink. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Oh, and I need to work out. Shite. Is touch everything? Touch is a lot. I wouldn't say it's everything, but it's very important. It is very important. Okay. All right, I have 2 minutes. I don't think I have time to do the other thing that I wanted to do. But I will try real quick. Type.
Recording in progress.
How's it going, Zev?
Hello, Miss Adam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you very much for everything you've done leading up to this call. I know it was quite a bit of work, but
Yeah.
it will help me help you better. So that is awesome. So thank you for doing that. Okay, so I want to go over a couple quick things. Okay, perfect. Diego's here. So Diego is just going to listen in because he's going to learn, and he's a former student of mine who's now playing college soccer and is now working for me. Diego, he did a really good job. Not everybody does this good. He filled out everything he's done up to this point, basically talking about each school and what they've said to him, and he did a great job. So I reviewed this before the call. Having said that, Ms. Adam, just between finishing the document and now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the date today, and then the question to you is, right now, is there anything else going on other than this stuff?
I do not believe so. Those are the kind
Okay.
of the main things on my mind. I was gonna ask you about best situations for coach interviews and maybe how to best use those as a asset when working with college coaches.
Yes. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Where's your highlight video?
Shoot.
That's
Did
okay.
I not get it in there?
Yeah. Just when I just want to show you something so you can see how we're going to use the coach interviews.
Gotcha.
Which are good. Okay. So let me back up and say this. If you were to rank the schools, you don't have to do this today, this second, but if you were to rank the schools realistic from name, level of genuine out of 10, name, level of genuine out of 10, camp date. I don't need to know this very second, but before the call ends, I'd kind of like to know your top 10 to 15.
Got you.
So that way we can just make sure those are taken care of. Now, going to your main questions here, with your video that you are going to give me, is okay, I'll do that in a minute. Okay, best ID camps to attend in the area. Okay, this kind of goes back to the situation with where you stand with a couple of your schools. So
Gotcha.
let me ask you this really quickly. Right now, you shared with me these emails with these schools. Are these schools, like some of these schools are very generic, as you know, some of them are
Yeah,
legit.
The DU one somewhat is and somewhat isn't. I've talked with their assistant coach, Jose, the guy who wrote the email. The situation with them, I would like to make it a little bit more frequent in terms of communication. And then some of them are kind of generic, and then other ones are a lot more personal. A lot of the interest that has been sparked came off of my sports recruits profile. Other than that, I've sent a good amount of emails, not very many. And then the other one is just kind of attending ID camps and them reaching out. One of the things I think I need to work on is just kind of following up and kind of maintaining that contact with coaches, because I kind of like following an ID camp, I might not respond to a coach and it might limit the opportunities that I might have, I think. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Okay, let me back up for a second. I want to give me a video so I can address your coach's thing.
My video is not currently going on the Google Doc. I'll just pull up
or just put it in the Zoom chat. Can you put it in the Zoom chat?
let's try that.
Share your screen.
Was that mom back there?
I'm
Perfect.
here. Yeah,
Hello.
I'm here.
Perfect. Okay, good.
I'm hiding because I've like been working all day.
No worries.
Crazy person.
I can't share my screen currently, so that
Yeah, I can share mine, but I need the link. But go ahead and try sharing again. I was sharing mine, so you can't share at the same time.
Share screen. Share the whole thing, probably no.
Share your whole desktop and then you can just play it.
This is a mess.
Is this on Sports Recruits?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up right now. Got you. That's annoying. Oh, you know what it is? There. Yeah, crap. Yeah, it's on Sports Recruits. I'll send you the link to the actual video.
Okay, that works.
It's being a little weird. Video share link. Throw it in there.
Why did I just throw it in?
No,
chat
it's
for
fine.
him?
It's fine. It should go right into the doc now. There we go.
Okay, thank you.
It's
Okay,
on
now I do have a copy of this, but anyways, I want to show you this real quick. So I want to go through a couple things. In regard to the coaches stuff, who edited this video?
I did on my
Okay,
own.
through Sports Recruits, or you uploaded it separately?
No, I did it on iMovie on my own.
Okay, that's great. So, and I remember your video. I remember your left foot. I remember the whole thing. So first of all, I'm going to tell you what I think you should do from a starting over perspective. Then
Gotcha.
then we will address the like tomorrow stuff. If you don't want to do my stuff in terms of starting over, I can't blame you, but I'm going to tell you it anyways. Then the other stuff I think you'll want to know regardless. So the first thing is in your video, there's a chapter in here that explains how to do it. You're going to.
I looked at it.
Legend.
For
Okay,
quite a
great.
bit, yeah.
So what I want you is I saw your documents. You're gonna do your self interview. I'll tell you what to say today before we get off the call. The other
Yeah, I
thing
already
is
did the self-interview part.
even better. Okay, legend. So the big thing then, and you're already doing all that, so that's epic, is when you have all this, you can't have 2 years in there because some coaches don't even read the email. They'll be like, are you 24 or are you 25? Even though it says class 25, 24 highlights, you're just asking for trouble. They just read it too quickly and it says 2024. I already thought you were graduated. So they can't do that. Okay.
Okay, I
Okay.
got you.
So it's got to be 25 only. Next, it's got to say, I'm going to write it down. So you can do class of 2025. You can have your name, your GPA, the level of the team you're on, the name of the team, level of the team you're on, name, GPA, level of the team you're on, and frankly, that's it. Nothing else. Got it?
Got you.
Okay, next is at the end of the video, you can put your coach's phone, email, and that stuff. Everything else, I'll let you keep your height in there. Everything else, I don't want. Birthday is irrelevant for college. It's just grad year.
So the second slide, go to the video and go to about like 5-6 seconds. Just delete that, I would assume.
Okay, so you can't have any of it. It's too much.
Got you.
This goes in the email. It's too complicated. And the truth is, everything leading up to like pieces of this, like this stuff should be in your email. That is true, but it doesn't go in the video. Too much.
Got you.
Okay, I'll help you. Okay, that's fine. And then this stuff, go away. So like I'm 15 seconds in and I don't get to watch soccer yet. That's okay if I'm getting to know you, meaning you
If
also
it's a
like
self-interview.
right. Now, these links, nobody can click on. So like coaches aren't going to type it in. They'll mess it up. So this was clever. I like that idea. But you're just going to send them your Instagram and your signature anyways. So none of that. Now, when it comes to your coaching, this is awesome. I mean, that's amazing. Okay. That clip, just so you know, is going to come before your self-interview. So it goes that clip, then your self-interview. Okay. I'll write that down for you. So super goal, then self-interview. Cool.
Got you.
With like your details. Coaches want to see the soccer as much as they can. Okay. And I've
Yeah.
tested that. I
So
used to do
you
it the
want
other
to
way.
start with the soccer first and then get into
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
So the second clip, that one right there,
It's a good goal.
it is an ID camp.
I know, but it was a
but
good goal. It was a good goal.
The level of players there at that ID camp, were two of them were my ODP teammates from ODP National, and then a bunch of other guys that were from New York and
It's okay. Don't
Maine
worry.
and stuff. So
The gold looks so good. Keep it. You look like Cole Palmer. Okay, now after this clip here, you're gonna pause. So the timestamp's not exactly right, but you're gonna pause.
pause after third clip.
Yes, you're gonna pause after third clip. You can keep making notes, but I'm gonna make them with you. Pause after third clip and bring up your coach. Now you mentioned you think you're gonna have two of them. One is a high school coach, one with ODP from past years. Chris, my club coach, are good options as well, but I think they're too much more qualified. So that's fine. Just gonna do one at a time. So pause after the third clip. Bring up your coach briefly. Okay, you're gonna go to my YouTube, and in it, I think actually I gave you an example.
I looked at the coaches' interviews on the
Okay.
Google.
So it's a lot of editing for you, I have to admit. So if you want to
I
keep your
can do it.
voice in it, it's okay. It makes
Mhm.
sense. You're allowed to keep your voice. So at the end of the video, you can put a pause the third clip, bring up the coach briefly. Only have the sound bites that are the best at the start. So the most important question is, do you believe Advinko, is that how you go by?
Adam. No,
Okay.
it's just Adam.
All good. Adam can play college soccer. Then in it all says, do you believe you can play D1? If they say yes to D1, that's the most important soundbite. Everything after that is just fluff.
What is the reasoning behind that question? Just because it seems kind of redundant, no?
It is. I only want you to pick one of them. So if they're willing to say D1, use that soundbite. If you don't think your coaches will say that, then you say college soccer.
Wouldn't you think it might be better to ask a question more about the qualities that I might possess that would make me have that capability? Like,
You're going to get
Oh,
to ask that next, but the only thing the coaches want to know is, does another coach think you're the level? Because your coaches are also going to talk about your work hard. He's got a great left foot. So you're right. But the most important question, if they're only going to watch 15 to 30 seconds, is do they think you can play college soccer? And coaches, the unwritten rule is you don't lie about a kid's level. So pretty much no coaches lie. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They have an
Yeah.
unwritten, unspoken, hey, don't send a kid to me if he sucks. So it's the most important question. That's just the truth. Now, if you
Yeah.
disagree with me, you want to do it your way, that's fine. But I'm telling you, this is the most important thing. Can you play the level? Okay.
Got you.
Then,
Got
so super goal, then self-interview. Okay. Then after that, you're going to show clips while they brag about you. Now, if you're going to show a second coach, you have to cut to him for a second. Cut to him after, say, 5 clips. No, I'll say 3 clips after the first coach. You can put both in there. It's a lot more editing for you, but do like soccer, self-interview, soccer, coach, voiceover.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And music, yes or no?
Yeah, instrumental music.
Nothing with words.
No
Correct.
words.
Got you. So I
Instrumental
have
music.
and then is the best way to probably do that on iMovie using like Apple Music or something?
No,
to get, like,
because you won't be able to put it
subscriptions.
on YouTube. I hate your sports recruits. I know you've got interest. I've seen the schools you've got interest from. You're going to get way more interest from your own Gmail. So go on YouTube, look up YouTube, non-copyright music, pick one of them.
Okay.
Download to MP3. You're going to use this website. Download to
Can
MP3.
you put the link in my
Yeah.
drive for me?
If I'm just going to give you this Google, you have to try a couple of these, but one of them will work.
Okay.
Um,
And what's the reasoning behind your sports recruits? What do you
Yes,
think?
statistically speaking, coaches respond to 60% less from an agency. That's just a fact.
I don't respond on the actual sports recruits itself. I get messages on sports recruits, but I'll reach out to them separately on my Gmail.
Incredible. That's great. My slight issue, is you're sending people your sports recruits. I want it on YouTube. I want it to be your own. When you send people what you sent me, here, like this was great.
Yeah.
You sent me the one video that I like. But if
Yeah.
you send me your whole profile, coaches just don't read all of this stuff. Even though it's like, honestly, it's all good stuff. It's just
Yeah.
they don't do it. I don't know why. It's a bummer. They need to do one link at a time. But I'm not saying to get rid of it by any means. And you got interest from it. So I'm glad you have it. I just am saying I want it done through your Gmail. That's all.
And then regarding like Twitter or Instagram, I'm not a big person that posts.
Okay, let me get into that in a minute. The only reason I'm pausing you is you
Yeah.
are late in the process to go do extra on Instagram. You will need
Yeah.
to do that, but not until we do a couple things first. So
Yeah.
to answer that question, here's what I want to say. Your soccer part of video is fantastic. You've already sent that highlight video out to a lot of coaches. Agreed? You're gonna-
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, somewhat, even better. You're going to refix it. Some of the coaches have already seen it. If you send them the same video, even if it's got a different order in your coach, that's still good. Like you should still do it, but they have already seen those clips. So the bigger thing for you is you have to separate 2 things, separate 2 aspects. I'm going to give you're going to have Zev's list, your list you already sent to, and you're going to have your top list. If somebody has seen your video, if they have already seen your video, do send them the new
And just
version.
have it there, and if they make a comment about it,
Wait, say it again.
I was saying, and just having the new video there is helpful because if they do notice it, it means that they have a genuine interest because
True.
they
Well
go,
said.
oh, I remember X, Y, or Z, and
True.
here's what you've changed. I like X, Y, or Z.
Well said. So if they have already seen your video, do send them a new video, but you also need an every touch video because they've already seen those clips and they don't want to see any more.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Every touch videos, do they have to be as recent as possible, or just
No,
go from
best.
games like the past year?
best games.
Okay.
Best games. And you're going to need about 2 to 3 of them. And if you go on
Okay.
Fiverr, they will do it for you for $20. You just have to explain how to do it.
I don't.
Okay. If you don't mind it, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have stuff set up, so it's
Epic.
fine.
Okay. Now the next thing is, so that answers this. Okay. Best ID camp. So that kind of brings me back to this for a minute, which is,
Yeah.
actually, I want to go through your template real quick. So this is what you've been sending to coaches. I'm gonna give you.
I fixed it up, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the main.
That's okay.
idea.
I'm gonna give you. I'm glad you fixed it up. So the first thing is this, dear coach. Let's do your subject line, which we also have to do. First thing is, dear coach, genuine comes first for your top schools. For top schools, then you have to ask a question. Okay. For you, this is gonna depend on the situation. So we'll do one at a time. This part is great. My name is. All right. So the most important thing is my name is. I play ECNL.
Got you.
B elite. I play B. You have to do the bragging stuff first. Like the fact that you're 2025 is a fact. The fact that you're playing ECNL is a good thing. High school doesn't matter. I play for now. I play BCNL and have a 4.9 GPA. Okay, that's amazing, incredible. I'm a 20. Well, how tall are you?
6'1".
I'm 6 foot. What position do you play the most? Center mid?
The 6, yeah.
Center mid,
Defensive.
defensive, center mid. I'm in 6 defensive mid. Okay, now I attend. Then I'm a 2-time All-Star captain and co-captain for high school. Perfect. That's lovely. Okay, that's great. I currently am very interested in playing soccer at. So this is a lie, and they know it's a lie, so don't bother. If it offers anything, I distance recognize business program. Okay, I see what you're saying. This is the genuine part, and they don't, for you, because you're a good soccer player, they don't want it to be, even though we do want top academics, all the schools you're talking to already know they have great academics. It doesn't impress them.
Yeah.
What impresses
Yeah.
them, therefore I want to introduce myself, blah, blah, okay. Therefore, I want you to do this here. You can say, your soccer team's great. I saw your defensive mid in the game. I saw they went to the same town. I saw they also played ECNL. Something soccer related. You can do
About
school.
their team?
Yeah.
About their team? Okay.
About team. I have a longer video which I can go through with you, but in this chapter, it like explains like really when you do the mass email, I want you to like go through specific points. And I think I put it here.
Okay.
This is the one to look at. The checklist.
So like a good example of that would be like for University of Denver, they had a defensive mid, I think Ben Smith, who just graduated.
Perfect.
And like I talked to him briefly at one of their training sessions, but he was saying that they were like kind of missing like holding midfielders. Is that something you would put in there? Like
You wouldn't say that he mentioned
No.
that they're missing center mids because that's the coach. It's too weird. But you would totally say,
Okay.
hey, I had a great time speaking to so-and-so at camp. That's it. That literally one sentence is enough.
Gotcha.
I've attached my highlight video below. Okay, now please link the below to access blah, blah, too much information. No. So now you're just going to put your link. Okay. And then in your signature, if you want to put your sports recruits in there, that's okay. Because that's your profile. I'm okay with that. But don't just give them one link at a time when you want them to look at one thing. Okay.
If the link is part of the signature,
Do it anyways. Do both.
do it anyways.
The
Put an extra
signature is in everything you send. They're going to see an email from you, go, I don't remember. Signature, oh, that's the kid. But in your email, you send whatever's relevant. So in your case, it's maybe the Every Touch video or whatever else. In this
Gotcha.
case, you're going to send, and you're going to send an Every Touch video. You're going to mainly send both. Now, the ask in your scenario, this is going to be the generic mass email template to go out to schools on Zev's list. Okay. And this is going to be, the ask in this case is going to be, may I confirm if you are still looking for a defensive mid for the class of 2025? Question mark. If so, I'm happy to attend camp. Now, I know you're not happy to attend camp. I know that, but you have to meet them halfway. If they know you're willing to attend camp, they're much more likely to read the email and see your video. And then after they compliment your video, we'll deal with the camp scenario. Your subject line is going to be ECNL, 6'1", defensive center mid. Sometimes I know what that is. We go center mid.
And your name.
Name goes last. Your name holds no power. Everyone has a name. So ECNL 6'1", 4.9 GPA. I'll tell you your team. I like.
You don't put left-footed in there?
We could put left-footed because it is unique. Left-footed.
Yeah.
6'1", center
Good
mid.
call.
You're really defensive center mid. I don't want to make it too long. Defensive center mid. What to call you?
Put a DM. Just put DM.
Thank you. Defensive center mid, left. Okay, I did that. 4 point. Now you're going to put your name. And if you want, you can put the school's name because it will be easier for you to organize in your Gmail account later. Okay.
Yeah, was that
ECNL
pipeline?
left. It will help you search it faster. Okay.
Yeah.
ECNL left footed 6'1", 4.9. Okay. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. So now, in regards to this list, we're going to come back to this in a second because that's important. We're going to send a different email to that list. However, to this stuff that's happening, I just want to go through each one really quickly. So, though this school saw you on Sports Recruits, I think, yeah, interested. Is this a school you would ever consider or no?
Probably not.
Okay. So for now, because of where we are, we're just going to skip it for right now. I'll get back to it later. When I was reading over this one, this is genuine because of this sentence. This is what we call semi-genuine. So he wrote this in, but has this template like on standby. Regis for me is not a top academic for you. Would you consider this?
They have a decent academic program.
Mm-hmm.
One of the options, and I think my mom could probably tell you a bit better, is they have a program that goes through Europe and Germany and the UK that kind of allows you to go play there and still maintain years of eligibility in college.
Yes, I know about Regis. The head coach and I were roommates at the pro level.
Okay.
And I know what you're talking about. That's awesome. If you don't have a European passport, you can go play abroad because it's super fun, but you're not going to play pro there. But if you want to go because it's a fun experience, that's awesome. So here's what I'm going to say. Let me just back up. This is Regis camp. So for us, we're just talking August. So let me get back to that. Hold on. So that's Regis, and we're going to call them. Say it again, sorry.
The last Regis camp just passed this week, I believe.
Okay, they just said they have another one. August.
They do have one in August.
Okay. So genuine wise, that's a 7 out of 10 because it's real. They saw you play in person. They liked you. So I'm giving that a 7 out of 10. Next one, Pueblo. I want to shout see if you had any.
Kind of generic.
So this is generic. We'll get back to those later. Syracuse, it was a pleasure watching. Okay, so this is very legit. Is this the Syracuse?
Yeah, Syracuse University. Okay.
This was in March. Enjoy work the UKK. This was awesome. Okay, this is so good that you're actually going to put this in your email template. So you're going to go like this. Where did I put your template?
And then I have a player evaluation from him as well that I could link to them.
Maybe. If the player evaluation just says, the problem is it's another link. His email is frankly better than the eval. If you had no email, then I would ask you about the eval. But since you have the eval, that's better. So what you're going to add in your email is you're going to say, I played in front of Syracuse University.
And Coach McIntyre, Ian McIntyre, I worked with and talked with him following the camp, and he said to just keep in touch.
Would he be? He said to keep in touch. That's where he was. Okay, we got to send a specific email to them. So we'll fix the background of this. Oh boy.
There you go.
Okay. Is for this, you put an italicize and you shrink it a tiny bit because you just want them to get to your video. But Adam, it was a pleasure, told me this, and it's verbatim. It was a pleasure that I enjoyed staff as we talked about Cam, where instantly improved game, okay, with the before scan. Please keep me updated. This part is the part you're going to put in bold because that's a big deal, okay? Because it's from Syracuse. It's a very big deal. Such a big deal. Here's an argument. Now,
one of the issues when I spoke with him, and I think I put it in the comment of that one, was they were unable to attend any of the games that were in Colorado just because it wasn't in there.
Totally. So here's your deal with Syracuse. Unfortunately, based off of our time frame, that one's might be dead. Having said that, he liked you a lot, so he should become a reference. So we're going to email him separately, and you're going to say this: Dear Coach, I understand you receive many emails a day, and unfortunately, due to I'm going to fix my typos. Actually, Diego, will you fix my typos for me? annoying. Sorry, 1 second. Diego will fix my typos. Is dear coach, I understand you see many. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, unfortunately, okay, I understand you see many emails a day. Understand many emails a day. I understand. Syracuse is a top program, and you may be near done with your 2025 class. 2025 class. May I use you as a reference? Now, who are you talking to the most at the minute?
Between it would probably be CSU Pueblo,
I'm sorry. Hold on. Which coach at Syracuse?
Carter Lincoln.
Okay. So just send this to him. If he
And I
doesn't,
also talked with their strength coach and got their off-season program that they were doing.
that is awesome. Okay. So I understand you received many emails. I understand Syracuse top program, and you may be near done joining class. May I use you as a reference? For schools who have not seen me in person. If he doesn't respond to this, I want you to be very aggressive. I want you to follow up every 3 days very politely and say, Coach, I am politely following up. I understand you are very busy. Just constantly follow up, because if he says yes, it's really helpful.
Okay.
Okay. And there's nothing to lose. If you piss him off, first of all, you won't piss him off because you'll be polite, and I've never seen it happen. But more importantly, it's otherwise you went to the camp for no reason and it just becomes a waste, and it's too powerful. It's like having a bazooka stored in a locker that you can't use. Okay. Once I see how school's going, while our staff primarily focused on spring season, I've been tasked with looking ahead towards upcoming. We will be limited. Okay, that's generic. I read all these already. Okay, that's generic. Okay. Denver's camp. I don't like Denver's camp. Okay, Drexel. Then we couldn't be more excited about. Okay, so this brings me to this. Going back to here, which school right now are you talking to the most in a genuine way?
In a genuine way. From what levels?
Just the most.
Any
Who's the
levels?
most?
CSU Pueblo, UCCS, DU. I've talked in person with some of them. The rest, D3 level, Concordia, Alma, and
Okay.
Regis University.
Sorry, which one?
Regis University as well.
Okay. All right. So time out. Your son is a baller. Okay. He's very good. He's also got incredible grades. I don't want to take anything away from these schools, and I appreciate you guys are all open-minded, but he is beyond this. He is well beyond this with his level and his grades. So here's what I'm begging you to do, because you're a very good soccer player, is when you're done with everything I've spoken about with the video, and go ahead and take your time. If it doesn't get done until July, so be it. Ideally, if the coach's interview is going to take a while, skip it. Just skip it. We can use it later. So
I have it scheduled with my high school coach,
Okay,
so
great.
that should be
All right.
no problem. But it might be an issue, like kind of editing it, but
It could be an issue editing it. Don't let it take more than a week. No
Okay.
more than a week. If you just fix the self-interview part, that's it. It'll be great. Okay. Then
Okay.
you need an every touch video, please. But here's the good news. This is what you're going to do right away. Right away. Please do this. Let me grab this for you. So before our call, can I confirm what you might want to major in?
international business most likely.
Okay. So the D2 schools you're talking to, for example, have programs for sure. But unless if you're a top academic, you go to those schools for engineering. That's why you would go. Otherwise, you don't really go to those schools. So I have given you like a really big list of schools. However, hold on a second. You created a version of your list, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. So the list you made is great. And you can use the AI to send it, but think of the list that like you followed my directions and therefore you created we'll call this let me share my screen again. We're going to call this a tier 2 list, or tier 3 actually. So what you're going to do, this is tier 3. This is tier 1 Zev's list. And you're going to send an email to these schools first. Okay, these are the top academic schools in the country in terms of Division 3. Wait for it. Okay, D3. These are the tier 1s. I want you to send to this list first. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay, then
No.
in this list, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Why top 10? Why number one list is D3s? Because they're making decisions now.
2 reasons. One, right now, Mr. Adam, do you have any offers?
No.
Okay, he is way behind. Way behind. You don't have a choice. College soccer is a privilege. You are if you're telling me Pueblo's who you're talking to the most, and that's the email you're getting, that's too far behind. So we have to go backwards. That's the truth. He needs to get their interest first. Now, based off of his video, I think he's going to get scheduled. Like he's going to gain some level of interest, and if we don't, we'll talk about that. But my point is that's the main reason. The other reason is D2s will recruit until March. D1s will recruit to December. So to your mom's point, these schools are done in August, and they are the best academic schools. And just not even selfishly, somebody who cares about your son, he's very smart. He's got amazing grades. He should at least talk to some of these schools.
Okay.
And they'll give him a lot of money. A lot of money. Top academic schools give a lot of money academically. So now, if you want to do this, which I don't recommend, but I can't stop you, if you'd like to send the D1 list first, you can, but every single one of them is going to tell you, what's your schedule? Are you going to playoffs? And can you come to camp? The D3s are going to go, can we have a phone call? Can you come to one camp? And then we'll make you an offer. Like real things will happen quickly. Does that make
In
sense?
terms of D3s, I wouldn't say I have official offers, but I have situations where they've said, we'd like you to come out in December or October. And in that case, we'll set something up with you.
Okay, let me ask you, for those, is there a school in there of those D3s where you'd be like, I would take that school as a backup?
Concordia, I would take as a backup.
Okay, so do this.
They're
When
not-
you look at my D3 list, if you look at the list and any of those schools are below Concordia in your decision making, don't email them because you have Concordia. But like Carnegie Mellon, Bowdoin, Tufts, Trinity, these are all above
Yeah.
Concordia.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth an email. So this,
What do you think about St. Olaf? Are
yeah,
they in
they're
there?
great. They're great. They're better than Concordia. They're fantastic.
Well, I know they're in the same division and they whooped them in the division, but
St. Olaf go to the
I had
tournament.
I had
every
a
year.
guy that I was training with last summer who just recently transferred from Concordia to University of Charlotte.
Yep.
No, I'll have to.
From St. Olaf to University of Charlotte. And can you leverage that at all? Like, hey, or like use that like
Yes.
person as like-
Person, you can say to St.
I know
Olaf, you could
X,
say,
Y, or Z from your
yeah.
team.
100%. Definitely. And if you have
Okay.
video, that would be great. If you don't, so be it. But if you had video in the future, record that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this brings me to this. I'm going to reorganize this in a shape. So number 1 is fix video with self-interview and new cover page. Don't take longer than a week. Okay. Number 2 is please send out the emails using the AI, which I will show you in a minute, using the AI to your top schools first. So if you personally are like, I really want to go to this school, even if it's realistic or not realistic, send them an email. After that, and you only get about 20 of those, 25 of those. After that, you have to do Zev's list. Okay. Zev's top academic D3 list. The other list I gave you that you copied and pasted, don't use it. Don't,
Which list?
because
Which one was that?
I'll show you. You were very good and listen to my directions. Underneath your D3, you took, so starting at New England, I'm just going to say, don't use this. You don't need it.
Okay.
Because the tier 1 list is better for you for now. That's the move. Okay, let me do one step at a time here. So you can use it, but given the nature of to your mom's point of like priorities, I want you to first do your favorite schools. Then I want you to do my favorite schools. Then if you still don't get any responses, which is not going to happen, but still get no responses, then you can do the D3 tier 3 list, but that's very unlikely. Okay.
In terms of D1, you're saying that the majority of them are not currently recruiting for 2025, or it's like they're very low in that class, and so it shouldn't be a priority. Is that what I'm gathering?
No, I'm saying they are definitely recruiting your class. I'm saying you're
Okay.
way behind. They've already made offers, made commitments, and the only way you're going to get recruited for D1 is at a showcase. No camp will ever get you recruited. You will have to go to a showcase and a camp, both. And you'll have to get seen at least in person 2 to 5 times. In honesty, that's not realistic for you. Not today.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you tell them about the Drexel thing?
Yeah. In terms of that Drexel email situation, that was part of like the college soccer prospect that I was selected for in Colorado. I don't know. So there's I believe 8 Division I schools that will be there on the East Coast, and all of them are schools that would be very interested in attending.
Totally. This is a great camp. So I'm going to tell you, go to this camp. Did you have previous conversation with Drexel or no?
No.
No.
Okay,
it
so
was
that's a
based on-
generic email. Every kid got
Yeah.
it. So now this is a good camp for a couple reasons. Well, let me tell you the problem.
In Niagara, I got letters in the mail from their.
Okay.
Program.
Also generic. So one
Yeah.
thing I'll say is if you go to this camp, I can guarantee you 99% they will say, you're a baller. What's your showcase schedule? Just like Syracuse. Then you'll be like, I'm limited in my amount of showcases. Would you come to Colorado? They'll say maybe yes. And then it dies. The only way to then get the D1s is you have to have D3 offers or D2 offers and say, hey, coach, I know you said you couldn't see me. Here's more video. Therefore, since there's more video here, would you consider me more? My coach will call you. Here he is, an interview of him saying I can play D1 soccer. Here's me playing with a D1 player over the summer. Then they may go, okay, let me watch video. And if they're willing to watch full game video, then one camp and a full game video and a call from a coach could then have you play D1. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not saying D1 is not possible, but I'm saying that without Division 3, like Concordia is great. Email the top academics because those can be leveraged because those are very high level schools against D1s. The D2s, similar because it's closer to D1. And the low tier, you're going to look, I don't want you to think you're not going to email the D1s. The next thing on your to-do list is to email all the D1s. And I mean all. That is not an exaggeration. And with the AI, so let's talk about that. With the AI system, what you're going to do with my template is you're going to click on boys. You're going to click on Division 1 and you're going to click select all. Now you can only send 100 emails a day. Okay. So select all. You can only email 100 coaches a day. So you'll be done with every coach in 3 days. It's not that big, not that much. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now you will get some bounce back. Coaches get fired every day. So that's just the nature of the beast. But if you're like, hey, this school's my top, like Drexel, go on their website, double confirm it's the correct email, then send it.
Yeah.
But some of these coaches are not perfect. I update it 24/7, but I'm a human being. I'm going to miss a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click write genuine. For each of the schools that you really love, write something nice. I know your player. I saw your team play. You know, you can do something genuine. Like let's say Bowling Green, you could be like, you want to be mindful not to make it too fake. So you do want to like spend some time on your top schools. But Brown, my mom's is my favorite school of my mom. That's not perfect, but it's something. Something goes a long way. Cool. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click schools, coaches. You're going to click write email. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the template I gave you. You're going to go dear coach hashtag name. It will automatically insert the coach's name for you. That makes sense?
Okay. The last name.
The last name. Then
Okay.
you'll go hashtag genuine. It will add in the genuine thing that you put on the last page. Then you're going to copy and paste your template with your signature. You'll set up your signature in your Gmail, but you have to copy and paste it on here for now. Then you press send. Boom. 100 emails gone. Wait 24 hours. Again. In 2 weeks from now, you have sent an email to all the best D3 schools, all the D2s you wanted, and every single D1.
Okay.
Okay, now what's really important for you, unless you want to do another call, which I'm of course happy to do, you're going to get responses if you do the template and you fix the video like we talked about. When you start getting responses, so then email all the D1s. So the order is your list, Zev's list, D1's, D2 list. Got it? That's the order of sending. With me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you're going to make a list here. Wait for it. Here. You're going to make a list of your top schools that you care about. That you're like, hey, mom, I would apply to this school without soccer. That's how much I love them. If it's on that list, you need to go to their camp. So one of the questions you had for me at the beginning was, which camp should I go to? There's no mass ID camps at your age that you should go to. So the Drexel one that you want to go to, I'm telling you, they're just going to say to you, hey, it was great to see you. You were great. Could you come to our own camp? That's what they're going to tell you. Now, that's not a terrible thing if you're willing to then go to their own camp, right? That's being seen 2 times. You got to get seen 2 out of 5 times. It's pretty good. So my argument might be go to the Drexel camp, but know what I just told you. So your expectations are in the right space. Then what you're going to do, you're going to pick your top schools, and then you're going to write their camp date. And then I want you to pick 3 camps to go to because it's your top choice. Now, when you do this, you're right. So imagine this. You're editing your video. You gotta take a break. When you're taking a break from your video, you're going to be finding genuine aspects. Find some genuine aspects. You got to take another break because that was annoying. Then what you're going to do is you're going to rank your schools and look up their camps. Okay. If you use this website called Gemini on Google, your mom has to use it because it's 18 and over for some reason. But basically, it's a really cool AI system that I'll give you the website for. And basically, I could be like ID camps by Syracuse. And instead of having to go to their website, this is an AI by Google, and it will just pull it up for you, basically. So it's a little bit faster. And there's the dates. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll give you that website. Okay. So I want to give you a better answer and be like, you should go to these camps, but you should really only go to camps where the coaches already like you. That's the truth. So the way to find that out.
One of my things I want to bring up off that is the DU camp that's going on, I think, July 8th and 9th. There's probably 7 to 8 schools there that I've been in contact with, which is why it would be a good option, I would think.
Yes.
Or like there's probably 5 that have seen me.
That's huge.
And then there's also, so like that was one of the things when you brought it up earlier that you didn't like the DU camp, and like I was going to ask you what's the reasoning.
I didn't know that you had been in contact with them. If you've been in contact with them, then you should go 100%.
Okay.
If it's just
Okay.
if you're going cold.
Yeah.
But if you've been in contact, that's when you go. You're still
The
Yeah.
DU camp has like the CSU, Pueblo folks. It has the UCCS. It has Regis. It has the DU. coach.
FDU.
those are
Yes.
perfect. Literally perfect. Definitely go to that camp. And before the camp, so go to that DU camp. Then I would say before
How
the
do you
camp,
email those schools?
say it again.
How do you email those
Yes.
schools the best way of going into the camp so that it's not necessarily going in cold?
Very good. So before the ID camp, you're going to see a template here. I don't know why it's acting all weird right now. Okay. Before the ID camp, you're going to send this template. Okay. Something genuine and it's per situation. But basically, you're going to send them your updated video. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to you're going to do before the camp, ideally, when you have your new video and a week before.
Okay.
So 2 times.
Okay.
And a third if you have an every touch video, which you don't, that's bonus points, but if you happen to have it. Now,
No, I'll get that. going
Okay.
'cause
now Instagram, which you wanted to ask me about before. If you
or
do,
YouTube as well.
and yes, of course, if you do all of this above, which it has to be done first, you will then go watch chapter 8. And I'm going to tell you now, but it will just, you may not remember, is you're going to make an Instagram page for soccer and your videos will be cut into 1-minute clips. So if you got a highlight video that yours is about 4.5 minutes, that's 4 clips. You're going to post them on Instagram once a week and you're going to tag your top schools. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're going to tag your top schools, and Twitter for men, you don't have to worry about it. Instagram is everything. And then you're going to post your videos, your highlight videos to YouTube and Sports Recruits. If, Sports Recruits is built for schools like Alma. They're not built for schools that you want to go to.
Okay.
Okay. So post your highlight videos to.
And in your list of schools that you'll give me, will those have Division Ones as well, or no?
You are going to email every single Division I school.
Okay, got you.
Every single one. Syracuse were very complimentary. I told you, you're like Cole Palmer for college soccer. 6'1", good feet, 6. You're a Division I soccer player. You're late, which has its consequences. But having said that, you need to email them. And some of them may, and this is the beauty, the curse and the beauty. If you emailed these same D1 schools 3 months ago, a lot of them would say to you like, hey, I like this. Keep in touch. As time goes on, they're going to be like, shoot, I lost out on the player I wanted. I got to make a decision. I got to have somebody, but I can't have no players. And so sometimes I'd never recommend it. But starting later on this side, you might get a better answer. Like, hey, we need you. Perfect. Let's get on a call. We've had D1 schools do that. Like if you think of Canisius or IUPUI, these are small D1 programs that don't need to see you 6 times. They need to see you 2 times, and that's it. So it just depends on where you guys want to sacrifice. IUPUI versus Carnegie Mellon are very different degrees.
Yeah.
So,
and then, kind of going into the fall season, they'll kind of be shutting up shop in terms of 2025.
You would think so. So here's what I just want to say, because this is important in case we don't talk again, is August is when they stop recruiting because preseason is so complicated and so busy and everybody's coming in.
And they're playing as well.
Once September and October hit, they're having kids on official visits. They're recruiting like normal. Okay, that's why they have multiple coaches. So the concept that they're taking a break does mean we want you to do it now, right? Right now they're only recruiting, but during September, they're bringing in their best recruits to come on visits, to meet with the kids. I went on Halloween and slept with the guys during the season. That's how they get you to love their school. They want you to see it during the season. So August is the quiet point because everybody's coming in and moving in and it's very new. But the season itself, I'm not saying it's not busy, but coaches have 2 or 3 coaches. You set up practice. They've been doing that for 20 years. You scout the other team. You schedule like trips and you recruit. It's their job. So they still do recruiting is all I want to say, but you're correct. So let's just go over DU is a good one. I want them to know as much about you before as possible, even though they already do. So you've got 3 videos to send them plus Instagram. So they're going to know you. The next thing is when you start getting responses, you need to organize. I think it's here. You need to organize your emails with this method. Okay. It's the best one that exists. Eventually the AI system is going to do this for you automatically. I'm building it right now. But until then, you have to do it manually. Is that the pipeline? Exactly. The pipeline is coming. Yes.
Okay, I got it set up, but
okay.
I think I need to renew the free trial or something.
Okay. If for the pipeline, if it's not working for you, do it via let me show you.
Yeah, Streak or whatever.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna redo it via because Streak, I tried to get it for free. It's like $50 for a month, and then it gets annoying. So you know what I'm gonna do? Screw this. I'm gonna give you a better way to do this. I'm gonna make it for you right now. Let me show you. I'm gonna record it so you know how to do it real quick. Okay, so we're going to organize your Gmail after you're sending the mass email. So here's what you're going to do. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your Gmail, and let's assume at this point you're receiving emails. How you're going to organize them is this. When you receive a generic email, you're going to make a folder. Okay, so Elon, I received a generic email. I made a folder. You can drag anything into the folder or not. I don't really care, but you're going to make a folder if it's generic. If it's genuine, you're going to make a folder and put a star by it. And if you want to drag it in, you can drag it in. Then if you're texting with them or they leave their cell phone number and you have to read the bottom of the email, they will often, 80% of the time, they leave their cell phone number. And it's a letter C or letter M, C for cell, M for mobile. If you text them, which we have a draft for you in the document, you will text them, that's in chapter 3B, you will text them and then you'll put a little T by it. Now, if you follow them on Instagram, which means they left their Instagram in their signature, you put the letter I by it. So every time you receive an email, you're making a folder, you're putting a star by it if it's genuine, you put a T by it. Now, here's the trick. Make sure the star goes on the left side, because see how the stars ended up on top instead of like down here, because I put the I in front. If I change this and I hit edit and I change this to star I, now it pops up to the top. So then we know these are all your genuine ones. These are all your generic ones. And that's how you're going to organize every email, which is a pain. Soon we'll have a better system, but this is the system for now. Okay. Deal?
Gotcha.
Okay. Don't worry about the streak thing. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, okay, where was I? All right, I'll deal with that in a minute. Okay. Now the next thing for you is, actually, that's from my perspective, that is the main bit. Do you guys have any other questions I didn't answer?
I have a couple of questions for you. One
Yes.
is Adam has an email, has his Gmail, and it's Adavino Zico, which shows up as Adavino and last name is Zico. Obviously, that's not him.
Mhm.
So the question is like, sometimes I think there's like a little bit of a glitch to that because it does show up as Landreth Adam, and then Adavino Zico. But then people, with AI, it just pulls it over. And so the question is, should he just go ahead and do an Adam Landreth Gmail?
Separate email.
Let's
So
do
that
it.
they're-
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're kind of starting, we're not starting over, but since we haven't gone crazy, let's just start a new one. And it'll be way easier for you to organize anyways. And it won't hurt you.
'Cause everything would be just
Then it'll be anything
College
that comes
emails.
in is all going to be college. right?
Exactly. It will only be college. And then I would recommend that. The answer is yes.
All right.
Okay.
And who punched you in your right eye?
I was playing a soccer game, and my brother and I play on like we own a semi-pro. You've heard of the UPSL, Adam?
yeah.
So I played pro
soccer.
soccer for a long time. I don't ever want to stop. I'm never going to stop. And my brother and I are the owners of a UPSL team. So we own it, we coach it, and we play it. And the reason being, one day you're going to learn that you want to be in charge of your own destiny in terms of playing minutes. So that was why we did that. Having said that, my brother got tackled really badly, ended up in the ER, and I did not appreciate the way they tackled him. So I tackled somebody else, not viciously, but aggressive. No, not even that aggressive, to be honest. And it was an accident.
You gotta get your get back, I guess.
I got the ball, and then he accidentally just swung out and got me in the face, and that's how I got my black eye.
Fair enough. What are we missing? We have like 1 more minute of your time.
No, you're good. You're good. Here's
We got-
missing wise. I think it's just clarity, and so I'm going to review it one more time to go the order of everything, just so we can make sure we're on the same page. Otherwise, you're good. And look, we could
I got one more for you actually.
go for it. Go for it.
Club situation, my the B Elite Rush team that I play with right now is no longer an ECNL team within the past month or 2 months, just because they couldn't get the funding for it. And then also the other age groups other than ours were struggling. So club situation wise, is it like, I know some teams have kind of made their squads already in terms of what
Okay,
they'll do
good.
for the
I see where you're
06.
going. So here's what
07.
you're gonna do. We have to deal with the college and camp thing because everything else doesn't matter. Having said that, you are going to send an email to club teams of your choice after the below. So let's say like you send all the
Then you
emails.
can use them as like a reference of, oh, this D3, this D1, this D2 school said
There you
X,
go.
Y, or Z. Can I please
Perfect.
come out and train with you for a couple days?
Very
and
good. Excellent.
Eventually join?
Excellent. And here's the template I'll give you the exact template. It's very similar to your college one that we made for you. It's a little different, but it's pretty similar.
It's just a really shitty situation because it's a bummer because they got relegated to ECNLR.
RL, yeah.
So don't bother putting your subject line or anything like that. Just it's just simpler. It hasn't happened technically yet, so just wait on that. But what you will do for the club situation template is once you have gotten that, dear coach, you don't have to say anything genuine. You go, may I ask about trialing with your club? And then you're going to go, my name is, and then instead you're going to go, I have been recruited by I am actually going to say I've been genuinely speaking with and plus you have Syracuse. And then if you want to send it with Syracuse, frankly, that's very, very good. But then the template is the same subject line as normal, except you're going to say try out in capital letters, opportunity, and then the normal subject line you always do, or we always do now. Club situation. Okay, so club.
Because the issue with the club situation is I know ECNLRL is a decent level, but I think if we're in the situation that we're in terms of going to showcases, you gotta be on an ECNL or MLS Next team to go to a showcase in December. Like typically there's like St. Louis or South Carolina or whatever
Correct.
from ECNL.
Right now, in your situation, Division I is not realistic, unfortunately. Not ability-wise, just exposure. Now, the point of all this extra stuff we're about to do is to beat that monster. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but they're just going to ask you about your showcase schedule, and you will be limited. That is true. Having said that, do you have the most difficult piece of the recruiting process? Being good at soccer, okay? That's always the most difficult part, and that you happen to have in flying colors, but nobody knows about you. So that's, what we're facing at the minute, which is why we're going to do all this. Does that make sense? So here's,
I mean, we talked about this a little bit. Like the kid that he knows from St. Olaf that he played with last summer and is probably maybe home this summer. I don't know.
Yeah, he is. I got
But he
video.
could play with them, and
Video
then
for
they
sure.
did some video with the D1 player. But that guy was at St. Olaf's for 2 years because he was kind of where Adam is. Like smart guy, doesn't love soccer, but didn't get in the stream for D1 on the front end, and then moved in his junior year. That's okay. It works, right?
Totally. It definitely works. You just I don't ever recommend going into a school with the idea of transferring because you won't be happy while you're there. College soccer, you're in school for 4 years. You'll never play college soccer again. You want to love it for your 4 years you're in it. The other thing is it's very expensive. Now, if that's not an issue, then great. But transferring schools is an issue because classes don't carry over. So if you want to graduate, you have to retake classes. If it was, there's a ton of kids today that could go from D3 to D2 or D1, a gajillion of them. The reason it doesn't happen is because it's expensive. The schools don't allow you classes to carry over. So you have to restart, and that costs money, obviously. So good point, though. The answer is you could totally, for sure. And if you want to transfer, it's very similar to this process. Then every time we do that too. So here's what I would recommend personally. Given your guys' situation and where we are today, and we decided on, you can see why I do the other model. You have never-ending questions. It's going to keep going. And this is fine. If you guys say, hey, we want to do the other model, this 500 will be prorated to that anyways. But the bigger point I would say is if you don't want to do that because of the expense, is book me again in 2 months after you've done everything. And then we can have a discussion.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Perfect.
I think that's the route we have to go. I mean, I'm a single mom.
I
taking
totally
care
get
of
it.
myself.
Totally. I totally get it. That's why I have, one day I said this to you before, I want to charge $1, if that's what I can do one day. That's my goal. For the time being,
Yeah.
This is what it is. So hopefully it gets less and less. So having said that, very lovely talking to you. If you have any questions, email me. If I tell you I can't answer it, then I'll just tell you I'm sorry, I can't answer it. But if you email me and I will try. And then otherwise, go to work. You have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thanks,
guys.
sir.
I'll talk
Have
to
a
you
good one.
soon.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Okay. Start filming backyard session. You'll be able to watch it tomorrow. Sammy, you're a freaking legend. Great job. Great job, Sammy. Great job. 11 people here. Okay. Thoughts on UPSL? I'm here. How about USL 2? USL 2 is very good if you're in high school. Otherwise, you should be college age. Is regional soccer good for college, or would you have to be ECNL MLS next? Hold on a second. I gotta go. Peace. See you later. Just ask your coach. Don't be afraid to be physical, but try to get in the gym. Okay. Train Effective has workouts. Yeah, go to Train Effective. Okay. All right. Thanks, John. I feel like okay. You guys are talking to each other. That's awesome. Okay. Are you guys good? I'm a 13-year-old girl and I'm going to college soccer camps. This is from Jenna. I'm the captain of the ESP travel team, but I'm worried that coaches only recruit ECNL players. Is that true? You have to aim for Division 3, but they can still recruit you. Division 3 schools can still recruit you. How tall? Okay, you guys are talking to each other. My brother is a U14 player for Legend FC. He said he has interest from a big team. His Legend team is good, but should he switch? He should. I don't know. I need to talk to him. It's Fern. Can you call me? Okay. If you're on YouTube and I didn't answer your question, please call me. The description is in the bio somewhere. Our references, ideally top D1. Yes. Mike wrote is Georgetown, by the way, for the extra. That's great. TikTok. If you guys want to call me, you're always the OGs. Let me know. Or schedule a call. I have to go now. I've been talking all day long. And actually, I still have to send a couple more emails. Okay. So since I have to send a couple more emails, just hang out for a minute, everybody. Just hang out. Okay. Nobody move. Nobody move. Nobody move. Nobody move. Nobody move. Here we go. I need to do this. Thanks for listening, everybody. I appreciate you all here. Let's see, we've got 29 people here. Imagine 29 people in a room. That's so many people. You guys are all legends. Legends. I hate asking for likes, but hit some likes in there. Give me some likers. I don't know why. It's so other people can find it, I guess. Okay. Boom. Oh, this is the wrong one. Oops, it is. Wait for it. Okay. Okay. Now, dear team, what's her name? Her name was Ellie. Dear team Ellie. Team Ellie. I need to message this over. Next steps. Okay. Okay, done. Done. Oh, why does it keep happening? Okay. Okay, there's that. All right. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Okay, there's one more thing that I need to do. What was it? Oh, Monday. What are genuine things I can write to schools about? Celine, you're everywhere. Celine, to write genuine aspects, go look up them on YouTube and compliment their playing style. Or look up their roster, see if you know anybody. Noah Thomas. I didn't. Yes. Noah Thomas. They ended up with the 5K. Okay. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. Hello, everybody. Would you ever bring someone in to edit clips every touch with a film for kids? Adam, I have a whole team that does it. If you are somebody that would like to be part of that team, DM me on Instagram. Let me know. But I train my people very specifically. I still go in and edit a lot of them myself. Well, I edit all of them. I tell my editors what to do, I should say. But I'm very hands-on because it's really important to me that those are very, very specific. Very specific, obviously. Okay. All right. All right. I need to go. You guys want to hear something cool? On YouTube, I'm hitting 50,000 views a month, which is super cool. And my current revenue is $4 for every 1,000 views. So that means for every 1,000 long video views, only if it's a long video. So that would mean, technically speaking, from YouTube, if I do a video that's 10 minutes, and it gets 1,000 views, I would get $4 for every 1,000. So let's say I got 10,000, I would get $40. Did I do that math right? 10 times 4, $4. So if I got 25,000 views, what's 25,000 times $4? 25,000 times $4. No way. What? That doesn't make sense. 25,000 views, that would be $100,000. That doesn't make sense. I'm sure I have it wrong. $4 for every 1,000, $4. According to this, I don't think this is right. Okay, never mind. Because I would not, that would be insane. I'm not going to make that. I think it's $1 for every 1,000 views. So $1 for every 1,000 views. Then, and I had 25 views, that'd be $2,500. That'd be pretty cool. I'm class 25, feel so behind. Is it still possible to get recruited? Me. It is recruited. Possible. Call me. Okay. Keep the part where you take Cole's name. I should cut video. Okay. I have to film more videos. I have to post more videos. You guys have been legends. Thank you very much for being here. Am I? Oh, shoot. Oh, I do have to do one more thing. Otherwise, I'm going to forget. You guys are legends for coming. Thank you again. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. Legend. All right, everyone. 4 times 5, $100. Thank you, Victor, for every 1,000 views. So I would 4 times 25. But I'm getting 25,000 views. Oh, you're right. You're right. It's $100. Thank you, Victor. What is a good way for a girl to contact schools? Camila, book a call with me. Let's talk about it. But a girl and a boy to contact school is very similar. We change it a little bit. We do change a little bit. Okay, it's been a pleasure, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. I want to know how many people are on Instagram right now. Oh, it doesn't say. Bummer. Okay, it's been a pleasure to be with you all, per usual. Okay. Will you marry me? Will you marry me? All right, I'm ending the live. Goodbye. Goodbye. If you need help, call me.